I gotta hit the lock.
So it has been quite a while since I have DM'd anything on Roll20. I think I'm more or less completely prepared to do the entirety of the first mystery. But just bear with me if shit gets a little janky, because I am not like Isaac. I am not willing to drop $200 for materials. So I've been making do with finding what I can and just doing shit myself. I have luckily gotten really, really good at mass producing tokens, so that's not a problem, at least. Give me just a second. I realized I don't have the actual book on me, which is kind of necessary for this. I will be right back.
Okay.
Quick, always gone. Everybody go look at the map. I've already desecrated it.
Just draw something on it, quick.
I would, but I'm currently...
Well, it says the whaleboners now, so...
You know what? You all make some horrible graffiti, and you can blame it on me.
Yeah, but he'll know because I'm not artistic. He'll be like, Brandon definitely didn't draw that piece of poop.
Maybe Brandon's having a rough day.
Maybe he injured his hand at work, and this is the best
I
he can do.
suffer from those, oh, you're a liberal arts major, you have to be good at drawing. No, I am not. I do music.
You weren't an art major.
But because I have a liberal arts degree, they assume that I am good at all medium.
Yeah, that's definitely how that works.
You're an artsy person, just draw it. Well, I can't do that. I can barely write my name legibly.
Sane.
Have you seen my handwriting?
I'm glad this is a constant among all of us. Go ahead and just turn my ringer down. Okay. So we're gonna play, for lack of a better term, real loosey-goosey with how we're going to start this, because we never actually... What?
I accidentally clicked leave instead of close window.
Genius.
She heard loosey-goosey and she was fucking out
she's
of
like,
here.
fuck that, I'm out.
No. By the rules, turn-based, count 6 seconds.
Yeah, no rule of cool. Track and ammo.
So
Track and rations.
Oh, material components will matter. Make sure you have all material components for every spell.
Everybody check your encumbrance. Wait, right now.
All right, but Brandon was doing that.
Well, that's because I'm a fucking psychopath, but we know that already.
I sincerely hope that Collateral lives through this, because I tuned this adventure up to level 5 without really considering that she had 18 hit points, and I'm looking at some of the attacks that I have on some of these enemies, and I'm like, ooh.
Well, I'm a backline caster. If I'm up at the front getting fucked up, that's probably my mistake.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. So, let's just get right into it, why don't we? So, part of why this is going to be a little difficult to start is because we never really had a proper conclusion to a lot of what happened in Tales from the Yawning Portal. It ended, the Forge of Fury ended rather conclusively, but I think we expected to return to these characters a lot sooner than we did. And since then, you know, we have changed a lot as people, the world has changed a lot, and we have made choices about playing different characters and stuff. Arctos and Neni are going to be returning, but we are turning Morven and Solrune loose in favor for Getz and Collateral. So I think the first place I want to do is just do a couple little things with Waterdeep, which is where the four of you convened for basically the last time before the breaking of the Fellowship, so to speak. So we have Neni, Morven, Solrune, and Arctos, who I'm going to put on the little world map here, because I actually have little tokens I made for you guys, even though you're not going to be present for the entire thing, but I was like, fuck it. So you guys are all here in Waterdeep, and you're all here in the Yawning Portal. It's a pretty slow day, all things considered. You guys are drinking and stuff, kind of discussing where it is, where you're going to be going. It's been about a year, a bit over a year, since you cleared out the Sunless Citadel. You did some time staying in the town of Blazingdale to the northeast for quite some time, and you've spent a little bit of time in Waterdeep searching for solutions to Arctos' little problem. His little problems, plural. So, with that being said, Solrune and Morven, the two of you will not be continuing with the heroes of Oakhurst, as they will probably no longer be known because it's only going to be Arctos and Spicy left over, I guess. So, what are the two of you doing? Feel free to say this in character, out of character. Where are y'all going, and what are y'all doing? And if you need reminders of anything that happened or anything that was relevant to your character, you can ask me, because I just listened to all 8 episodes in their entirety over the last couple days.
Silver's just gonna take up her mug and take a swig and say, "Yep, so I'm going back home. Gotta finish building that keep there, so I'm a proper knight. Gotta help the town, fix up the farmland so it's more efficient. Gotta spend all this gold somehow, huh? Gonna set that town right, and if you're still adventuring any, don't you worry, I'll make sure your parents are taken care of."
Fair enough, I'd say.
And Morven looks up and says, I've spent more than enough time in this city, regardless of how big or small. I yearn to be back into the wild. But I've spent more time than I'm comfortable in civilization amongst companions. Thank you for your help, but I would like to spend some time in solitude. And he's gonna fuck off to the wind.
So, a bit of time. That's great. That's a good way to put everything down. So a bit after, why are you rolling a 38 on your attack with your +1 rapier?
I fixed it.
Okay.
I had my core.
16 plus 13.
Well, he made sure to give us one good kick in the rear before we go.
I had my core dice roll set to 2d20 instead of 1d20. I don't know why.
That would have been baller.
So, Spicy comes up to the group after everyone said their goodbyes and everything, and by the group I mean Arctos and Neni now. And she says, "I just finished my visit to the postmaster, and there were 2 letters addressed, one for Arctos and one for Miss Neni. However, I believe this one is supposed to be for those of us who can read to Neni.
It's postage due."
To Arctos, if you go under the letters and notes section of the compendium, Arctos, you receive a letter from Talgan Hercule, who, if you recall correctly, was the young man that helped you storm the Sunless Citadel a bit over a year ago to save his sister. And Neni receives a letter from Neni's parents. Arctos, your letter reads, "To my fellow champions of Oakhurst, I hope that this letter finds you well in the City of Splendors. It has been a bit over a year since we delved into the Sunless Citadel, can you believe it? And I wanted to let you know how things are faring as of late. Oakhurst is hurting a bit, financially speaking. We rely too heavily on selling those accursed apples of Bellix, and we paid the price for our dependence. Mom is proving to be a good mayor in spite of it, though, always doing her best to keep people's spirits up and keep people pushing through the tough times. It's a bit tough some days, but I believe we'll see it through. We have to, or everything we did will have been for nothing. Luckily, we aren't afraid of some hard work. Sharwin has mostly recovered from her curse, or whatever it was that foul tree did to her. She insisted that I thank Arctos and Solrune in particular for what they did to save her, which is something that I would have done anyway. We will never forget your quick thinking and noble sacrifice. Because of the 2 of you, I still have a sister. She has decided to move forward with giving up magic. She's hoping to open up a library of sorts in Oakhurst and do something about the literacy rate of our little farming community. I'm not sure what good it'll do, but it makes her happy. After everything, that's all I can ask for. The kobolds, in what remains of the Sunless Citadel, have kept to themselves for the most part. They haven't made trouble for us, and we're resolved to do the same. You might be happy to hear that Meepo is able to walk unassisted again, and is happily serving as the main attendant to Calcrix. Hopefully the Dragongling doesn't become a problem in the future, but I'm not sure if I trust the kobolds to keep her in check, but I suppose that is a problem for another age. I'm at a bit of a loss of what to do with myself in your absence. I can't be the type to traverse the Sword Coast like you lot, but settling down my sword just doesn't feel right. Shatterspike was given to me when it could have been put to use elsewhere, and I don't want to waste it. Perhaps the next time you visit, I'll be serving as Oakhurst's captain of the guard. Anything to ensure that this gift and the sacrifices of others don't go to waste. Yours faithfully, Talgan Hercule. Neni, Spicy reads the letter from your parents. To Neni's friends that can read. We agonized for days over whether or not to let Neni go with you. It was already harrowing to let her go to the Stone Tooth with you in the first place. She's a strong girl, literally and figuratively speaking, but we worry about her with how she is and how she perceives the world. In the end, we knew that she was destined for more than just mining rocks for the rest of her life. Thinking may not be her strong suit, but she took to adventuring like a fish to water. If she can do good and put her strength to use beyond our tiny mining town, then she will have a good life. That is all we can ask for. All we can request is that you watch her and help her. She is strong, but strength will only get her so far. Please don't let her wander blindly into something she doesn't understand. We're counting on you to keep her safe when she can't rely on her muscles. From Mommy and Daddy Strongarm. P.S.
Aww.
P.S. Show Neni in the drawing below. She will know what it means. The bottom of this letter features an amateurish illustration of two short individuals hugging an even shorter red-headed individual, surrounded by hearts and smiley faces.
Neni takes the paper and is like, "That's me!" Okay, I got it.
So, Spicy wiggles one more letter, and she says, Arctos, you're going to be delighted at what is in this letter.
Oh, yes?
That's right. She places the letter down, and it is sealed with it was sealed with the wax seal of Candlekeep, which appears to be a single spire of a tower surrounded by a bunch of candles. And she says, this arrived from some of my fellow sages back in Candlekeep, and they have located our good Master Alkandari, the individual that you've been chasing for quite some time about your wild magic predicament.
Oh, finally. In Candlekeep as well? I've always wanted to go.
Yes, exactly. And that is to say, he's apparently there, and he's taken a job offer in the meantime. Apparently one of his associates was one of the great readers, and that great reader has recently passed, and Master Alkandari was first in line to take over the position, and thus he has. This presents an interesting problem, but one that maybe we can solve if we travel there. I was intending on going back in the first place. But one doesn't just get an audience with the great readers. It's a bit of a process, a bit of something that requires a few shows of good faith, to say nothing of the entry requirements. Luckily for you, as an avowed sage of Candlekeep, I can vouch for one person to get through, and I did promise you back in the Citadel that I would do so on your behalf. However, that does leave the issue of Neni.
Yeah, what?
Neni, in order to get you into Candlekeep, assuming that you want to come with us, I certainly hope you do, we are going to need to acquire a piece of writing, of literature, or something that Candlekeep does not already have in its very large collection.
Oh. I don't know how to read, so I don't know what they don't have.
This does sort of present a problem, doesn't it? Arctos, do you have any ideas?
Well, we've been adventuring together for a while now, and I should say that the information that we've garnered from the places we've been and the things we've seen have been quite interesting. And I would say even a record of the apples that you and I found would be sufficient enough to get us in. However, getting Neni to write that down might be a bit much.
As long as...
I could try.
I mean, she certainly could, and perhaps your efforts would be... perhaps... scholarly interesting to see the attempts of the illiterate. I don't know. But it doesn't have to be her that writes it. She just has to hand it in at the gate, if that makes sense.
Fair
Well,
enough.
I could write it. I like drawing.
Then maybe...
Neni,
Go ahead.
Neni, I'll let you illustrate it for me. And
Oh.
Arctos will just pat her on the head.
And I dare say we have our work of literature to donate. Then this is good because we have a long boat ride ahead of us to Baldur's Gate. That being said, I have chartered passage, so all we need to do now is leave.
Oh, well, I mean, how long would the trip take for us to reach Candlekeep from here?
Well, we can't go directly to Candlekeep. They have a very strict policy on not having a dock, given that it's on a cliff. But we would be able to get to Baldur's Gate and then walk the rest of the way down the Lion's Way to Candlekeep, which, all in all, most likely a week's time.
Ah, plenty of time then.
I agree. So we might as well get started as soon as we board the boat. Let us be off. So
I think the only stop that Arctos will make is to stop and get a little journal and like with a fancy backing and stuff, and then like some writing utensils,
and some chalk for Neni. Yeah, you
Colored
can.
some crayons, yeah, some crayons.
Yes.
Yeah, something that is suitably safe enough that if
Thing-
it gets in her mouth, it won't hurt her.
Finger paint.
So,
Imagine that the book is just like this really nice, like very clean, kind of almost calligraphy with just giant half-page like goofy drawings drawn by like a kindergartner.
I've been looking forward to Arctos and Neni again for such a long time. So here's what we're gonna do. I need Arctos to make me a history check, and I need Neni to make me a performance check. I think that's fun.
She's
Let's see.
performing the art of drawing.
12.
And together, Neni actually has like a decent little net. It's still very childlike crayon drawings, but it's definitely descriptive, and she put a lot of effort and work into it. And Arctos, your narration gets the job done. And over the course of a week's journey down south to Baldur's Gate, and then down the road, the Swordway, you have yourself a nice little thing to donate to the Library of Candlekeep. As you guys proceed down the Lion's Way, which is the final road to Candlekeep, I have a little bit of flavor text. Where did I put it? Here it is. Candlekeep is first visible as you break through a dense tree line, and the view is marvelous. A dense cluster of white stone towers rests precariously close to the edge of a cliff overlooking the churning sea of swords below. The walls rise high above any hope of climbing, and the soft shimmering of arcane wards can be spied in the right light. The famously impenetrable gates remain shut, calling to mind the draconian entry rules that keep all but the most dedicated of seekers locked out of the Court of Air. Perhaps now, Arctos, after all this time, the answers you seek are within grasp. Spicy strides ahead and makes a show of the sight. Welcome, my dear friends, to the greatest repository of lore and literature in all of Faerun. Welcome to Candlekeep.
Arctos looks very amazed as he walks in.
She leads you up to the way up. I paid $2 for this map, and it is lovely. I had to label it myself, but besides that, it's very nice. So you guys are coming westward by the Way of the Lion, where you approach the gatehouse. I learned how to do to show people how to show people portraits, and as you approach, you see that the inside of the first gate, it's a double portcullis system, where the first gate gets you into a little gatehouse, which has several scribe-looking folks jotting down on lists and interviewing people that are trying to get in, as well as a imperious-looking half-orc man in a nice suit overseeing everything. And as the two of you, with Spicy, walk in, roll me a D8.
RD 7.
7. Alright. So she's going to be the one that'll handle this. And then let me grab Arctos and Neni. So, as you guys stroll up, Spicy says, I'll go ahead and take care of the introduction for Arctos. Neni, would you be okay with sitting in for an interview with the nice elven lady over there?
Okay.
So yeah, this
Arctos is going to hand her the journal and be like, take this and give it to her. It'll be okay.
Okay. Why wouldn't I be okay?
So yeah, this half-orc gentleman is overseeing everything, and this moon elven lady is the one who is going to receive you with the book, Neni. Spicy pulls Arctos aside to talk to the half-orc gentleman. So, Neni, you sit down at a desk, which, I mean, you practically have to sit on your knees, but she says, Hello, I am Vashadi Moonriver of the Avowed of Candlekeep, and I will be handling your entry request today. As you likely know, by our procedures of entry, you are required to donate one piece of literature or written work that is not currently within our our inventory. May you please present this work, please?
Yeah, it's right here. I know you don't have it, because I made it.
I see. She takes the book and she thumbs through it and looks at some of the headers. She's like, I see, and a very avant-garde approach to the illustrations, I see.
Yeah, it's mine.
I see, very good. Alright. If you will place your hand on the table.
Okay, she does it.
She traces a small magical glyph over your hand. Alright, and what is your name, my lady?
Neni.
Just Neni, last name?
Strong arm. Yeah.
Fitting. Neni Strongarm, I have approved your entry, and you may find your way into the Court of Air. Be sure, be known, excuse me, let it be known that you are not allowed entry past the Emerald Door except with explicit permission, elsewise you may avail yourself to the many amenities of Candlekeep that we have within.
The emerald door is green, right?
That is correct. Cause no trouble, and do respect the affairs of your other seekers.
Okay.
So, meanwhile, Spicy takes you, Arctos, to see this half-orcan gentleman, and she says, Gate Warden, Arctos, this is Gate Warden Darum Vosk, and he kind of grunts and nods at you. Gate Warden, I would like to use my position as one of the avowed sages of Candlekeep to vouch for this individual's entry. He is a wizard of no small skill. He's a sorcerer of no small skill, excuse me.
Yeah, Arctos gonna like glare at her just a little bit.
Not to mention, he has a sort of interesting condition that some of the avowed may wish to take note of. And Vosk looks at you and says, Your name?
Arctos, Kilson.
Place of origin?
Oh shit, I actually don't know.
I believe Arctos is from Neverwinter.
Yeah. Neverwinter.
I see. Miss
Yes,
Timbers?
I actually worked at a small college in Neverwinter for a while. Really funny story, actually. Did with quite a bang.
He does actually kind of chuckle. Miss Timbers, you have not yet used this privilege, so this will go on the record. We are accepting your vouching. Master Kaelson, you may proceed through the portcullis. Please enjoy your stay in Candlekeep. Do not proceed past the Emerald Door without explicit permission, and be respectful of the amenities we offer.
Oh, of course, thank you.
So Spicy says, as all of you get through the second portcullis into the Court of Air, which the Court of Air is this giant, featureless, just gravel pavilion. It looks like a parking lot in here, where the only amenities are the buildings that are in the corners of it. It's not a super pretty location, but it has what you need. Spicy points out the various places. She points to the house that's directly to the left of the gatehouse. She says, that is where, if you need a bath or if you just need a bit of time in the steam house, that's the bath and steam house. Here's the smithy and stables. It looks like we actually have someone using them at the moment. You see these 2 draft horses stabled up with a caravan with them. That is the that right there is the Temple of Ogma, where I stay. Oh yeah, the Temple of Dog. Yes, congratulations. So has it been both of you, or has it just been Brandon?
It's been a joint effort.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit too much in that short amount of time for Brandon have done all of it.
I wouldn't say that. Homeboy's pretty fucking good at.
I don't know if I'm due that much credit.
My personal favorite is Emerald Huor.
I really like Candlekeep.
Candlekeep is pretty good, yeah. So this right here is the House of Rest, where once you are done with all your studying and in investigating, that is where you can lay your head for the night. You would love Miss Tallgrass. She's quite a character. That is the Hearth, which is our own little tavern, and it's quite surprising on the inside, let me tell you. The House of the Binder is where we replicate any works that you wish to have replicated out of our collection. There's Erudite Outfitters and Clothiers, where Master Gurk takes care of all the clothing needs of the avowed and visitors. And lastly, but certainly not least, is the Pillars of Pedagogy. That is where all the seekers, that's you visiting, tend to do their research. Now...
Just a whole building of practice rooms.
Oh yeah. So...
I have a question.
Yes, dear.
Why is the middle empty?
We just haven't really built anything. I think it's sort of... I don't really have an answer for that.
I'm gonna check the books. Can't read.
How about you just stay very close to Octo? And as a matter of fact, it's been quite a while on the road. I suggest that the 2 of you head to the Hearth, just to settle in for a moment. I'm going to proceed past the Emerald Door and inquire about Master Alkandari. In the meantime, the 2 of you get some rest and maybe just see what is going on about here. And if you see Little One, be sure to tell him I said hello. You'll know him.
Yes.
You'll know him when you see him.
Is he small?
I think you'll see when you see him. So
You overestimate me.
take care and try to stay near Octos, Neni. And
Okay.
she proceeds past the Emerald Door. So Arctos and Neni, the Hearth is down over here, and that's where she told you to go.
To the flat Earth.
Arctos is going to stare longingly, not necessarily at Spicy, but at the Emerald Door itself.
I mean, also it's spicy. Give me something to work with here. I can write that in. I can write that little subplot.
No, Arctos is 100% interested in what is behind that door.
Hey man, the last time we had authentic romance, we ended up with a rooftop hand job.
Yeah, we can write romance in this story if anybody really wants to go for it.
We're not going to be. I wouldn't call the rooftop hand job a fucking authentic love story, but maybe I'm just picky.
Yeah, maybe some people that's the best they're gonna get in their whole life.
Damn. So yes, as you approach the Hearth, which is, it looks like a pretty small tavern building. Would you like to open the door?
Yeah, Arctos will reach up and pull the door open.
And as you open this door, Arctos...
It's a push, he looks like an idiot.
No.
It goes into 2 dimensions as you enter the flat Earth.
So as you open this door, it seemed like the size of a dive bar, but as you walk in, you realize that you've stepped into a very large extra-dimensional space, which is way larger on the inside than it was on the outside. You see this grand hall with these lines of books with common reading on the sides. Proceeding past this giant hallway, there is a large lit brazier that resides in the center with plenty of tables and food laid out, with a portly human-looking man looking like he's on duty. Also, on the far northeast, sitting in one of the corners in a very large custom-made chair, is this ogre that is sitting there reading a book. Let me see.
This place looks like where BoJack went when he overdosed.
A little bit, huh?
I want Neni to be like, it's just like a TARDIS. Arctos be like, what's that? And her to be like, I don't know.
So
I've heard it from someone.
Look at that fancy lizard boy. Love
Yeah.
him.
oh yes, one of the avowed right here.
Oh,
I
damn.
have.
He is fancy.
Let me just go.
Is that fucking Arthur? I see Arthur.
Yeah, it is. Good firm.
Oh my god, what a twink!
Yeah,
He
there's
is.
there's a
He
tiefling
is.
girl in the far north over here who I made her horns pop out of the frame. Look at me being good at Photoshop.
Ooh.
There's a halfling girl that is sitting at one of the tables, and there is a little human lad over here as well. So
Handsome grungy boy.
So yeah, the two of you are greeted with this large hallway. So what would you like to do?
I guess
I'd like to
I
go
guess
level up
Arctos
Arthur
will-
some more.
we'll just step up to the table where the guy is working. And be like, hello, sir. My name is Arctos. I'm new to this place, and this is my friend Neni, and we're here to do some research, if you will, about some different magical happenings.
Marvelous. Well, welcome to the hearth. My name is Winthrop, and I will be your host. I am the caretaker of this hearth, and my family has been for generations. I'd be happy to serve you while you do your reading.
Wonderful. And Arctos will look at Neni and be like, Neni, are you hungry yet?
No. You got picture books? I like those.
I'm certain that one of the avowed will be able to take care of you. You hear some stumbling as this tiefling girl stumbles over one of the couches in the back and starts jogging up to you guys. As you get a look at her, she appears to be she looks like to be a teenager, maybe 15 years old. And she says, "Oh, hello, I'm Irony, and I would love to help you find something."
I already love her.
Picture books?
Picture books, I think we... Really? Okay, maybe we have some encyclopedias in the back over here in one of the... I'll be right back with you, what was your name?
Neni.
All right, perfect. Well, remember that it was Irony that helped you with your books. Make sure to tell my supervisors. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So, let's just go down the list here. Collateral. Where are you in the hearth right now? Brandon.
Oh, me? Huh?
Yeah,
What?
collateral.
I don't know.
You.
Where the hell am I?
Well, that is up to you. Whenever you notice this purple tiefling and this kind of loud orange-haired halfling. And this is our new friend Collateral here. So, yeah, describe to me what you're doing as you notice these two.
Back?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
Back over Discord was not doing so hot.
Okay, so we all kind of dropped. All right.
Okay, good.
In that case, why don't we do the old-fashioned server shuffle? If I can still do that.
Server
It's
shuffle?
been so long since we had to do that.
I know. I don't quite remember how to do it. Let's see here. It sounds like it's doing fine for now. If we need to, we can boost it up later. So anyway, yes, Collateral. What are you doing as you notice this interesting duo enter the hearth?
So she's definitely taking notice. For now, she's just gonna watch, but currently she's just sitting at the table, sipping some wine, trying to stay warm, and staying in proximity to the hearth itself.
Okay.
But she's definitely like fucking eagle-eyeing them right now, because new fish, opportunity.
All right, and that brings us to Getz. Where are you currently? Within the hearth. I'll go ahead.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and place you right now, but you can be wherever you want to be.
Okay. So I'm gonna be kind of over at one of the tables, kind of taking my break, eating, drinking, and and I would imagine there's a couple other people kind of conversing with me, and you walk in and be like, and you hear like the end of a punchline, and I said, "That's not a mind flayer, that's my mother."
Mind Flayer? How would they know her?
And he looks up and says, "Hey, who's the new guys?"
The little halfling lady, and I'm going to make the statement that just everyone that you see with the portrait is everyone who's interesting here. That doesn't account for every person that is in this location, but the halfling lass that is sitting with you, who you know to be Sprig Summerfoot, another one of the Avowed here. She says, "I don't know. They look a little new."
Well, fresh meat is always a good time. I should make myself known.
Maybe they can help you with your little problem.
Yep, and he's gonna approach and just, "Hi, what's your deal?"
Oh, hello.
Your deal.
Hello. Neni, please. You have to be kind to these people.
He asked me first.
Oh, that's quite all right. Little lady serves up good points. I'm here for books and knowledge. I assume you're the same.
Yes, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Arctos. This is Neni. We just came into town with a compatriot of ours, and we're looking for some answers to some problems that have been plaguing, well, some of us for quite a while.
Ah,
I'm just here too.
well, that's mighty nice. I'm here to better my people and teach them some new things when I return back. But always like meeting the fresh meat, so if you don't mind, I'll help show you around.
Yes, of course. Neni, would you like to go look around?
Yeah.
Around this time, Irony comes back and she's like, "I think you might like this one." She hands you a large encyclopedia, which Arctos, you can tell, is an encyclopedia of common waterfowl. It is a book full of ducks and geese and other kinds of water ducks.
And then he's just like, "Oh, hell yeah. I love ducks." And she just like sits her butt on the ground and just like starts looking through it.
Some beautiful, very anatomically correct drawings of swans and geese and ducks.
Oh god, the duck penis, why?
And he's got to learn
I
someday.
do believe that ducks have cloacas.
They do, and they have corkscrew penises. Ducks are actually pretty terrifying, especially the ones that live at parks year-round. No.
So, Getz wants to show them around?
Yeah, Arctos would be
Certainly.
like, well, Neni, if you'd like to stay here, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, I think I will take you up on your offer, Getz.
I think the second the collateral sees Neni like squinting at the book, like I don't even know, like someone trying to read a foreign language, I guess. She's gonna slowly start tiptoeing towards them. Oh, what's that you've got there?
Ducks.
Ducks, right. Fascinating ducks.
Mm-hmm. She's just gonna keep like flipping the pages much too fast to actually be reading them.
You're having a good time there, then.
Yeah, I don't get to see books that often.
She's gonna look at Arctos and look at Neni like, She doing all right there?
Arctos will just like grit his teeth and be like, yeah, just kind of shrug.
Here, how about I show you this little appendix here, and Collateral will like try to flip it to like the start of the book so we can actually read through it.
Okay.
Make me
A sandwich.
yes. No. Let me. I'm trying to go off. Maybe you say flat intelligence roll just to see how well you were able to try and impart this knowledge to Neni.
Knowledge of ducks.
Yeah,
it might be really useful in the future.
Yeah, make it nature. If you're proficient in nature, add your nature proficiency. If not, then
I am not. So just flat
Birds-
intelligence.
Birds can fly in here without bringing anything special, so like maybe this will be really useful.
Neni, she is able to actually impart with you some. Who knows how long Neni is going to retain any of this, but she does manage to walk you through a couple of the most common types of waterfowl, whatever we're going to call the Mandarin duck of this world, since China doesn't exist.
This
Well,
one tastes very good
mallards.
roasted.
I
this
know
one,
real
its
ducks.
eggs are prized.
I'm taking a dip in barbarian so I can take duck totem UA.
Me going around my my parents' house and my dad's office, just taking pictures of all the taxidermy ducks now.
In the meantime, Getz and Arctos, with the little tour you're getting. Let's
Yep.
all walk me through that.
Alright. So Getz is just gonna kind of walk through and be like, and there, that's just kind of saying, like, introducing all the people of note that he knows. And back there, some books. Up here, some books. I'm losing the accent already.
You're doing good, man. Keep it up.
And over there, you can get some refreshments. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure I'm not. And that big fella over there is named is it Tiny, or what was his name?
Little one.
Little. That's Little One.
He's very.
Oh, so that's little one.
He's very friendly.
Yeah, he's a
That's
good guy.
very That's very I
Yeah,
guess
it's a
his
little.
name is more of
It's
a
funny.
irony.
It's a misnomer. Yeah, it's no.
Irony
That's
in them.
that's irony. Over there.
Oh yes, haha.
I'm going.
Arctos kind of just rolls his eyes at the joke, like.
It's not a joke. That's irony over there.
But yeah. So, what you said you're looking for help with the problem. What's
Oh yes. Well, you see, I came to see an old professor of mine. I used to work in the college in Neverwinter, and it's a nice little upstart place. And I've had some issues with my magic in the past, and I just thought maybe that some of the answers I might be able to source from a more knowledgeable person.
they make pills for that now.
Not that kind of issue, but thank you for your encouragement. I think.
He can get his magic up. It's just he can't get it down.
Which is honestly more worrying.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
After 4 hours, you have to go see a cleric.
It's more like I
get
can
it
get
up,
it up,
it's
but I can't
inconvenient.
control it once it is.
No, man, you can't get it up, it's inconvenient. You can't get it down, and your dick may fall off.
So I'm going to add everyone that you have either met or have been told exists by Getz to the journal. So that will be a thing. Most of the individuals here are the Avowed, which Spicy would have told you they're basically good lord, dog. They're basically the interns of Candlekeep. They're here to do some learning, and in exchange for room and board, they help people with their research projects here in Candlekeep, and this is usually where they stay whenever they're not doing that. This is Winthrop over here, Hotel Winthrop the Sixth. And I think that's about it. Yeah, so it takes you a little bit of time to give him the rundown, and Collateral's braiding Neni's hair, I guess, while she learns learns about ducks. When Spicy finally makes her way into the hearth, and she'll poke through here, and she says, "Hello, Arctos, and new friends. Hello, Spicy. Good to meet you."
By the time Spicy gets in, I think Neni's got a few solid-looking braids in her hair.
Oh, the name's Getz.
It's a pleasure, and you, ma'am.
With a smile, she'll say, "Collateral."
I see. You... much like irony, I suppose. Well, Octos, I did get an answer for you, but you're not going to like it.
What is he busy right now or something? I mean, we can come back anytime.
No, it's... As a matter of fact, they didn't let me see him at all. Access to the Great Readers is a bit above my station, and I still haven't given my dissertation on the draconic tome that we gathered in the Sunless Citadel. That's a bit of time away, so I don't exactly have a lot to pull to get an audience with one of the Great Readers. However, in the meantime, there have been a few incidents in Candlekeep as of late that require solving, and if you and Neni would like to put your power into helping to solve these issues, then that would go a long way to getting an audience with Master Alkandari.
All Arctos can think is, you get one raise, and all of a sudden you're too big to see your students. I see what it's like. One promotion, and all of a sudden you're too big to the people under you.
It's called tenure.
Just to clarify, I don't believe Alkandari was one of Arctos' teachers. I think he was the priest of Mistra in Waterdeep before he left. That was why he went to Waterdeep, was to find him.
Oh, yeah.
Opportunity, you say?
Oh, yes. Well, the two of you look capable enough. If you're willing to help with a few issues, then perhaps... Well, I'm certain that it would put in a good word with everyone in the inner ward, perhaps expedite whatever knowledge you're seeking.
Equal shares for equal effort, and I'm all in.
And you, Master Getz, was it?
Oh, yes. I'll put myself on mute, and you didn't hear me. I talk real quiet sometimes.
It's okay. I know the dogs a lot.
But yeah, I'm definitely on board.
Perfect. Well, and she kind of takes out a little piece of paper and kind of reads down. So, there's a bit of an issue where, and this sort of happens sometimes, but it still needs to be looked into. But one of the sages here, a visiting wizard named Matrius, went missing recently. And again, this sort of happens whenever you're in a place full of extra-dimensional spaces and high-level spellcraft, but the fact of the matter remains that we still need to find where he is. As much as I would love to help you in this endeavor, I have to see to ensuring that all the discoveries we made... Thank you for helping me preserve the acid sac of Nightscale, by the way, Arctos.
Yes. Anytime.
I've got a presentation to work out, and... Mishra, hoping, if all of that goes well, then maybe I'll be able to have a little more pull to help you within this place. But I can at least show you to where Matrius was staying. Perhaps there are some clues in his room. Otherwise,
Okay.
I fear you may be waiting for quite some time.
I mean, that seems good to me. It's any place to start.
Perfect. Well, he was...
As we're walking off, Arctos is going to turn to Getz and go, "Where did you say you were from again?"
Oh, I'm a Shazerwind. I'm from the Shazerwind tribe out in the wilds.
Okay. I don't believe I've heard of them before, but Quite the interesting accent.
Oh yes, we've kept ourselves secluded for quite some time, and I decided to venture out to the land of my mother, not Candlekeep, but just civilization on the whole. She found her way into the tribe, and that's why I'm only half elf. And so I found some interesting innovations that civilizations brought, and I want to take it back to my people.
Boy, I'm a half elf on your mom's side.
What's the other half?
Well, no, my dad. Now, yeah, my my
sorry.
my dad. Yeah, fucking damn it.
You got it, buddy. You got it.
My father.
Was a drinker.
I'm sorry.
My father, he's the elf, and my mother, she's just a human, just normal.
Okay. Like, Neni does not care beyond that. She is good with very simple answers. She will never look too deep into it.
Spicy.
He's like,
Go ahead.
he's like, I'm a halfling.
You're half elf, I'm half lame.
Huh?
No, like, you literally could have just said, yeah, I'm a half elf, so half is elf, and she would have probably just looked at you and been going, okay.
She's like, your left half or your right?
I'm an elf. I'm an elf on my father's side, and an aboleth on my mother's side.
My daddy's name was Lord.
yes.
He left me when I was a baby.
See, we have a comedian with us.
Anyway, Matrius had a private study room in the Pillars of Pedagogy, and I believe that would be a good place to start, so I'll bring you to the room that he had reserved, and, well, you can take it from there. So, come along now, all of you, and hopefully all of you work well together. So, Spicy is going to lead you guys to the Pillars of Pedagogy, and it is this large cylindrical building that just goes up for a good couple dozen feet, a good couple stories. And the inside of it, like Isaac said, it's like this just giant building of nothing but practice rooms. It's full of places for people to study whenever they're visiting Candlekeep. And there's this one room that she brings you to, and then closes the door within. She says, just try to not mess with things more than you have to. But otherwise, just let one of the Avowed know if you need anything, and, well, I hope to see you again soon, my friends. So, within this room, let's see here. Yeah, this is a general study room that it has a nice little desk and a chair with a little sofa over here with a couple rows of very common books. A lot of the times, whenever you find a room in Candlekeep that isn't specifically dedicated to a topic, the books will be very common books, general encyclopedias, or accounts of common historical events. But on the desk here, there is a particular book. Let's see here. If you would like to take a look at it, the face of the book has a bald man embossed in gold, and I will add this to your journals, or I'll just show to players, show to everyone.
That's a bald man.
He looks evil.
And on the spine of this book is The Joy of Extra-Dimensional Spaces.
He doesn't
Yeah, I
look
think-
very joyous.
Arctos will turn the book up and look at the edges and be like, oh, Neni, we can't just judge people by the looks. I mean, I wouldn't say that, people are very kind to tieflings because we have a more demonic demeanor, but I think I am, quite pleasant to be around.
Everyone here
Yeah,
who's...
but this guy looks bad.
Everyone here can... So its thick covers are made of ornately tooled leather, decorated with gold filigree. Of particular interest is the illustration on the cover, a bust of an imposing spellcaster. All of you here who would like to make me an Arcana or History check can do so as you look at this book. Woof.
It's Morty.
So I have a -2 in both. So I'm just gonna roll for funny.
Yeah. I mean, by all means, Neni might have seen this guy before.
No. Also, I'm rolling.
It's a new
advantage.
place, so you have to go and fix that in the settings.
Ugh.
All three of you, whose name isn't Neni, you all recognize the visage of the legendary mage Mordenkainen.
Yes.
Is he evil?
More like, Mordenkainen has been known more as a force, you know, like, he doesn't do anything, from a moral standpoint, let's say. More of a place of, I don't know, knowledge?
Practicality.
Practicality,
The
that's a
man's a
good
selfish
way to put it.
asshole.
Doesn't
Oh.
sound very good.
I mean, I've heard that he can be, but I'm sure with the right motivation that he'd be willing to do just about anything, whether it's good or bad. He's not necessarily driven by the same logic and reason that we are.
Then I would say that he's not a good person.
Well, it's not just anyone who has their face embossed on gold on a book now, is it?
I have my own book in this library now.
Collateral nods, so like, oh, good. That's good. But is your face embossed in gold on the front?
Could be. I have money.
Aren't those
I don't know what to do with it.
He's like, it's not.
Just wait for the second edition reprint.
Ah.
So
Now, if I had to hazard a guess, given that this is a tome on the joy of extra-dimensional spaces, and that we have a missing wizard, well, it stands to reason he might be in an extra-dimensional space.
would you like to look inside of the tomb?
What's in the book?
So as
Yeah.
whoever is holding the book itself opens it up, you see that the interior of this book, especially the margins and in between the lines, is scribbled with a bunch of arcane shorthand. This is clearly not the only printing of this book, and whoever has been studying it has been making notes and whatnot. There's a particular passage that catches your eye in the inside cover, and anyone who is a spellcaster here can make me an Arcana check.
I do not read it aloud. I'm just going to say that up front. Nat 20, Josh.
Oh yeah.
Nat 20, Brandon.
Jeez, yeah.
I'll
God.
read the fuck out of it.
So, interpreting another spellcaster's arcane shorthand is usually kind of difficult because it's unique to every spellcaster. But there's so many samples of it in this book that you're able to get a solid grasp on the word scepter, and it is labeled. It is labeled as command word.
Let's not read that aloud. But you see that, right? Let's just not say it aloud until
yes.
we're quite ready.
It seems to be some kind of command word. Maybe this is what happened to him. I mean, it's a book on teleportation. It could very well be some kind of keyword about sending himself somewhere else, and maybe he just couldn't find a way back. I mean,
Yes, on that, let's maybe secure an anchor to this plane before we even speak the word. Otherwise, we might be just as lost as he is.
yeah, so maybe even find somebody who could cast a planar shift spell. I mean, we are in Candlekeep. There has to be someone, right?
What about your friend you were talking with?
I'm not sure. Spicy is more of the cleric side of magic, but she is very well connected around here. Perhaps she would know somebody.
You can fetch any of the avowed outside if you require assistance.
Yeah, I'll poke the head out the door and be like, "Oh yes, could we have some assistance here, please?" And just kind of beckon the closest one over.
Roll me a
We
D-
really,
roll me a d8.
Tie a rope around ourselves and
I
we'll
was-
tie it to the door.
you know, Neni, that's very clever of you. We really do need the arcane equivalent of that. Yeah, though a physical rope isn't quite going to do the same thing.
Where's your sense of adventure?
So
Let's just say it.
This sleepy lad pokes his head in after being summoned, and he's like, "Hello, I'm Pomac," and he has his head buried in a book as he's kind of not looking at me while he's talking to you. Can I be of any assistance?
Hi, Parmac. We are looking into the case of the missing person here. Sounds a good bit like a mystery novel now, doesn't it? We seem to be in need of somebody who could cast a planar shift spell. Would you happen to know somebody, or in lieu of that, we could just send you to find Spicy for us? I'm sure she does.
A certain high-level spell such as that, I suppose I could put in a request with one of the Master Sages, as long as you filled out the prerequisite forms, a lot of the material costs, and waited for about 2 to 3 weeks for processing.
More red tape. Hey, Neni, you want to play a game?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to say a word, and you say the first word that comes to mind, just like a synonym, a word that means the same thing. What's another word for rod?
Dick.
Try again.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Pull.
It sounds
Neni
like...
is ever gonna guess the word scepter.
Stick.
Like, Neni is not smart enough.
It's like a magic stick.
She was so ready
Wand.
to say dick.
Alright, it's a wand. It starts with... It kind of sounds like it starts with a C.
Yes, please don't trick
Cane.
our friend into doing this.
Fine, I'll do
So
it
there
myself.
has to be-
It's Scepter, Nitty. Scepter.
What's
And,
a scepter?
and as Get says this, and Parmac has already left, a pair of glowing, shimmering doors starts to appears in the back right corner of this room. And
See, that's not so bad. We don't get forced into it. We gotta walk through. We gotta open it still.
these doors are flickering. They're made of like this pure magical light, and they're beginning to flicker. You have a feeling that maybe they won't last for very long, maybe just a couple minutes.
If we go through that door without a way back, we may get stuck ourselves.
I mean, it seems like we have the first step in our problem. Can't get to step number 2 without going through number 1.
Arctos is gonna
Are you gonna wait
Act
2 to
like he's
3
thinking.
weeks?
and he's gonna step into the corner and be like, Soleil, Sela, is there a way around this that you can think of?
Have you been practicing your extra-dimensional teleportation, perhaps? I know you've been brushing up on certain kinds of magic, but maybe that's not one of them.
Well, maybe we could just take the book.
Sadly, I think leaving long-distance travel in my hands might not be such a great idea, at least as far as our health goes.
By the way, Soleil and Sela can manifest themselves as little apparitions now, and talk to the rest of the party, but if I don't say that they're doing that, they're just talking to you in your head.
Yeah.
And Getz is gonna look down at Neni. This lad talked to himself a lot.
It's kind of a recent development, but I haven't known him that long.
Ah, he's losing it.
You've known him for a couple months by now.
Yeah, but that's not very long.
I know. I'm just giving you context.
Arctos is just literally trying to ignore them as hard as possible and think. He's like, he's gonna turn to collateral and be like, unless you see another way, I guess our only option is to go through this door. But just know that if something happens, I told you so.
Can I make I don't even know, Arcana history check to try to bureaucracy my way through the thing to expedite it from 2 weeks to not 2 weeks?
You can make a, I guess you can make a history check, I suppose. But you've been in Candlekeep for a while. There's a lot like this. Yeah, even with your really good roll, Candlekeep is kind of like this. Unless you have been around the block and helped with a couple problems, it is generally difficult to get most of the things that you want outside of some very surface level investigation.
I mean, to be fair, we don't even know what plane's in there, so they wouldn't be able to find us if we tried.
Yes, but what if we step through to, like, the water plane and instantly drowned, or the fire plane and burn alive, or, you know, a
So
plane that's, I don't
I
know,
can
completely
swim.
made of sharks?
just to give you a more clear picture of what is contained in the Joy of Extra Dimensional Spaces, it is specifically extra dimensional, as in making rooms kind of like the hearth, where it's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. Making things like, let's say, Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion or Leoman's tiny hut. Things like that. It's not so much traveling to other planes as it is making small planes within the material.
Just like demi-planes, pocket dimensions, we can do that.
Fine. If you want to go so badly, then you be the first through the door.
I just don't see a point in not taking the path of least resistance.
Yeah, you tell him, Watson.
And Getz is gonna open the door and kind of peek inside.
Okay. As you peek your head inside, your body fades out of the prime material plane and pops immediately into the inside. Let me just put you here. Oh gosh. So
Gone forever.
No. So what happens is, those of you who are looking, you see just you see Getz kind of disappear behind into the white precipice. You can't see into the door. It's like kind of you have to step through to see what's on the other side. Let me do my reveal areas thing, which I love so fucking much. It's kind of like whenever you go into one of those little teleport areas in Super Mario 64, where like you just kind of phase in and phase out in a different location.
Wahoo!
Am I able to step back and forth, or am I like in it?
You can step back if you want.
Okay. And I just kind of peek my head out and be like, see? Back and forth. Easy peasy. It's not so bad. No sharks, no fire. I'm still breathing. And then I just go back over to the other side.
Unless that was a plane of doppelgangers and he's just one of them trying to fool him. Collateral step in.
Arctos, Neni.
Come on, let's go!
Arctos will just sigh very loudly and be like, why is it always... I just always seem to run into people who want to cause trouble for me, and he'll step through.
So, the four of you appear in what appears to be the grand foyer of a mansion. So, I'm going to reveal...
Is it magnificent?
One might even say marvelous. Someone was saying something? What? Oh, that might have been Desiree. Let's see. Did that work? Now it did. So, let me see here. The ceiling arches to 15 feet overhead, and long hallways stretch out to either side of the foyer. Standing in the middle of this area is a middle-aged man wearing gray robes, and he seems to be quite startled whenever he sees you, and he's like, oh, someone else has opened the portal! Very good, very good.
Excuse me, sir. Do you happen to be the missing persons that we're looking for? Apparently you've been away from Candlekeep for several weeks now, and they're starting to worry.
Well, yeah, that is me. My name is Matrius. Has it been weeks, truly? Well, that is my mistake. It's just... I've been trying to decipher the mysteries of this mansion. You see, it is meant to be a temporary living space. Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion would be the spell, but they're not meant to last for more than 24 hours. And I've been trying to investigate the reason as to why it has. It surely must be a treasure trove of information, and there's no telling what wonders it holds.
But you haven't figured it out in weeks?
Well, time sort of passes differently on the inside of these. It may have been weeks outside, but I feel like it's only been a few days. I've only gone to sleep 3 or 4 times.
You haven't bothered to check back in with the others and let them know what you've come across.
Well, that's just the thing. It's the first time I've actually seen those doors open at all. I mean, oh, fascinating. I've been trying to find the command word to get out for quite some time. The only thing I've been able to find is this little figurine which it appears to be this little golden statuette of an imp that he's found.
Is it not the same word as the one that we used to get in?
Scepter? No, it doesn't appear to be.
Arctus will just turn to Collateral and be like, I told you so.
No, listen. I would just very much like to continue exploring this place. If you wouldn't mind giving me a bit of assistance.
I guess.
As long as you understand that any assets we find, any knowledge we find, split equally, yada yada yada.
Of course. Now, if you don't mind, I did leave some things in the study room, so I'll just step through here and I'll be right back. And he steps through the glowing gateway behind you, and he's like, "Alright, I think I left my abacus," and then you hear him scream, and then the doors shut behind you and disappear.
Well, at least I have my abacus.
Welcome to the joy of extra-dimensional spaces.
Okay, so Collateral gets out her abacus. Alright, so... seems things aren't adding up here.
Did he just leave us?
Oh, he might have just died.
Yes, I'm much more worried that he seems to have done more than leave.
Left this plane, left his soul. Either way, didn't sound great. Perhaps we should press on and try to uncover whatever secrets this place might hold that might leave safely. Yes, Gets, he did get unalived.
Let's see here. I think I have. Arcos is getting very worried. I can't remember what is my. Oh,
Is there any?
anyway, yeah, we can start poking around.
Is there any indication of what might be in these rooms? Any signs or patterns or anything, or is it just doors?
They are just doors, but if you want to listen in on any of them, you certainly can before you go about opening them. There's this door to the west. There's these 4 doors to the north. These little guys over here. And then there's a door to the east.
Well, who would care to lead on?
I'll go. And then he's just gonna go open the door that's right in front of him.
Okay.
Arctus is gonna be like, Neni, wait for us, and just like follow behind.
So, Neni, you actually go to open this door, and it actually looks like it was left open a crack. And I'm going to reveal this room. The entire far wall of this room is a floor-to-ceiling bookshelf. Even more books are resting on several large scarlet armchairs and small wooden tables, and there are several paintings on the walls. A fluffy black cat is curled up on one of the chairs.
Kitty!
The cat is just kind of curled up and napping, but as you guys enter the room, it kind of like meows like it just woke up from a nap.
Then he goes
Now-
to pet the cat.
Give me an animal handling check. At advantage. Neni has the innocence of a child. You go to pet it, and it's one of those friendly cats that leans into your hand as you pet it, and it starts purring.
Woo! I found a cat, guys.
I wonder if it's cat or familiar. Are you familiar? And she'll look at the thing. Mm-hmm.
You can you can roll an Arcana if you want.
Roll to see if it has a cloaca.
No.
I don't think it has a
I
cloaca.
mean, if we wanted to, we could just unalive it to find out if it's a familiar.
Oh!
Yes, we can't go around just murdering people's cats.
Yeah, I will have you die for something if you kill this cat. I will power word kill you for no reason, and Getz will be dead, and you will have to make a new character. His name will be Betts. So Collateral, looking this cat over, familiars don't exactly scream magic once they've been conjured, but you can't really get a beat on this cat. If it is a familiar,
Sounds like a cat.
If it is a familiar, then it is very good at acting like a normal cat.
Sounds to me like we have a regular cat on our hands, friend.
That's what I thought, too.
So yeah, there are a ton of books in this room. If you would like to start taking a look at any of them, there are a bunch of paintings. Basically anything you want to take a look at. If y'all want to make me an investigation check or anything.
I will be looking specifically for anything to do with Mordenkainen. Whoa.
Whoa, what?
Josh,
Did you
your
throw this
your-
down the stairs?
What happened?
your mic was very scratchy.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Sounded like you were blowing into it. So Collateral's just gonna look for anything that might have anything to do with Mordenkainen or, extra dimensional spaces.
Damn, Neni.
Then he's just touching things.
So, Collateral, go ahead and roll me an investigation. So, you two find different things. Let me see here. So, as you go through all the books trying to find certain things, you notice that the same name keeps popping up over and over again, but it's not Mordenkainen, it's Fistandia. Most of the books in the study appear to have been written by one named Fistandia, and it appears that a lot of them are her memoirs. From what you can gather, she was a powerful mage as well as a priest of Mystra, and she frequented Candlekeep to further her studies. Let's see. In exchange for her pious service and achievements in expanding the arts of magic, the goddess Mystra herself granted Fistandia a permanent extra-dimensional mansion for her to reside in while studying Candlekeep. And fearful that a guest might become trapped in the mansion, Fistandia hid the command words to open the portal to Candlekeep on the spines of the 7 books in her mansion. Of 7 books in her mansion.
7 books. There's a whole bookshelf here.
And to that effect, you do find a fake book that has the letter I on the spine. I would write this down if I were you.
Watch it just spell out, well, I guess it's more than 7 letters, Fistandia.
So,
I was gonna say, well, that answers some of the questions we had. Turns out our other guest here was not very good at doing research.
No, that really took no time at all, didn't it?
yeah, it's a bit of a plot hole, don't worry about it. Neni, as you were poking around and just touching everything, and I mean everything, you're like tugging on a piece of brick here, and you tug on a book here, and then
Something's gonna tug back.
then you pull a little bit on this bookcase, which doesn't take a lot of effort because you were freakishly strong. And the bookcase slides forward, indicating that it is a false bookcase, and behind it appears to be a stairway leading downwards.
Hey guys! Found some stairs!
Oop, that's the hide button. Let's do reveal.
That's the opposite of what we want. Well, good work, Neni.
Let's go down them.
After
Should we
you
not
guys.
check the rest of the floor? Oh, okay, let's go down the stairs, okay.
I'm watching you, cat. I'll be back.
And he kind of just like kneads a little bit on the pillow of the chair and then goes back to sleep. Let me see here. So I'm gonna take all of you guys and bring you down to this area. Nini's gonna go first, then Arctos, then Getz. I put you all in the inky blackness, and then I reveal. Cha. So there's this and this. So let's see. I gotta skip a little bit ahead here.
Yeah, we'll finish that floor later.
The door from the no wait, that's not it. So let's see. Yeah, the stairway leads down to this little hallway. There's 3 doors from where you can see. I kind of messed up in revealing this one.
Ooh.
It's a trap.
It kind of smells like chemicals down here. Sort of like formaldehyde.
Ooh,
This must be the labs.
thinky.
Alright. So yeah, you have these. Had to get some hair out of my face. Yeah, you have these 3 doors. If you would like to choose one to go through, you're more than welcome to.
Fructose is going to come down here and check this door.
To the left.
Yep.
All right. So let's see here. I'm going to reveal this room here. So, the air here smells of astringent chemicals. Long wooden tables stretch across the room, laden with vials, beakers, and flasks holding various liquids and powders. Books are stacked between the glassware and chemicals. Yellow paper charts and blackboards full of complex formulas cover the walls. Let's see here. Anyone who isn't Neni can make me an intelligence check.
Fair.
You're going to be here.
+1 to this because of my lucky stone.
You're going to be hearing a lot of anyone except for Neni in this campaign.
Apparently, alchemy is not my forte.
16.
19.
So you
7.
you recognize. It's funny that Collateral doesn't recognize this, but you see the alchemical symbol for gold several times.
How do I not?
I think
That
maybe you
ain't
were
right.
you were distracted by something else in all the formulas. You get the idea that the main goal of the research here was to transmute various materials into gold. Judging by the numerous scorch marks and acid burns on the furniture, the laboratory was the scene of several spectacular failures. 4 clay figures rest on a table in the middle of the room. They range from a rudimentary, barely humanoid shape to a small winged body, so lifelike that it almost appears to be a real creature that is merely asleep. And again, Arcana checks if you would like to take a look at these little statues here.
Nobody touch any of those.
I'm gonna look at that.
This is a transmuter's laboratory. Do not touch.
So on 11.
Gets and
Looking,
Collateral.
not touching.
Gets and Collateral, you were able to tell that these are figures that are used for creating homunculi. They usually start with clay that has to be baked and then imbued with water and various life-giving chemicals before turning into homunculi. You see that there's space for several others, leading you to believe that maybe 1 or 2 of them have been completed in this lab thus far. So there might be homunculi hanging around the mansion somewhere.
How far along are these ones?
One of them is just a small. They're in various states of completion, but the one that is farthest along is basically a complete homunculi that hasn't been imbibed with the proper life-giving materials, which I don't believe any of you have the know-how to finish.
Aww.
Several of the reagents here are quite valuable, and you guys are able to gather some pretty potent alchemical materials that you could probably turn for a profit with the Avowed. About 50 gold pieces of alchemical materials. And in addition, you find 2 vials of blue liquid, which any of you would know is a potion of healing.
I was gonna say Mountain Dew Cold Blue.
Oh, and also you find a puzzle book. There's a fake book on one of the tables that holds the letter B.
Bitch.
It's 7 letters, so it's bitches.
And with that, the door opens. We're out.
Done. We solved it. We won.
The secret word is bye. All right.
Okay.
Collateral will, assuming no one objects, she's gonna just kind of scoop up the almost done homunculus and throw that in her bag of holding.
Okay. Yeah, you
Why
have.
do you want that?
I mean, it's a homunculus. It's almost complete. It has quite a bit of value. It's a little helping hand, provided it actually gets completed.
Gross. Alright, let's go.
I miss Neni. Oh, I miss Neni so much. So you have these two doors over here, one to the east and one to the south.
Yep.
Alright, so you open up this door. Let me reveal it. Alright. This dark stone-walled room contains only a few objects. A 5-foot diameter circle of intricate runes covers the floor. There's an empty wooden bookstand across the door, opposite of the door, and bronze braziers at the other 3 cardinal points of the circle. Whatever material they contained has long ago since burned to cinders, but the room still smells of charcoal and sulfur. Sitting next to the bookstand is a warty toad.
Hello.
Hey Toad, are you smarter than that cat?
It kind of like ribbits at you, and then as Neni approaches, it starts to kind of convulse and shapeshift before your very eyes into this crooked-looking bipedal creature. And then it kind of like hops around and cackles at you as 2 more of them become quite visible to you. As I put these guys on.
Are they ripped?
So, if anyone wants to make a religion check, you may.
Wow, I hate them.
Kind of looks like the baby from Men in Black.
A little bit.
A little bit.
13. I'm sure it's not adding. Oh, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Never mind.
I am rolling like a champ. Now time to miss all of my attack rolls.
Yeah, gets. You know these things to be quasits, which are some of the lowest ranking demons in the 9 Hells. Someone remind me how to open the initiative counter.
No.
There's a little thing on your bar that is specifically for initiative.
Ah, it's a little clock, I see. Alright, so everyone can roll me some initiative. As I...
Oh, man.
I like our formation, by the way.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Oh yeah, I gotta click on my token. Or I fuck this up.
And I just gotta get the quasit out here. They're all gonna go at the same time. They're probably not gonna live for very long because I forgot to scale these guys up. But combat's combat.
Yeah, they're the lower demons.
Mm-hmm.
Combat.
Alright.
How many magic missiles will Arctos have to use?
Yeah, so the first couple of adventures might be kind of like this as we get closer to what your actual levels are. Some of the other threats in this have been actually appropriately scaled up, but these have not. So, Neni.
I cast Fireball.
I cast Fireball.
I was gonna say, I do not fully remember how many hits Neni has at this level.
You're level 5, so you have 2 hits. You have extra attack, just 1 of them.
Okie doke. Hey, quick question, Tyler. Why did you specify bludgeoning and piercing for Ecopoof?
Because Ecopoof can do either.
Oh, I thought it did both. Whatever. We're gonna hit the one right in front of me. Twice.
Okay. Yeah, roll damage for the first one. Yeah, you, so yeah, that extra is your brute damage. Yeah, you swat this little quasit and it dissipates into black dust, and then you could use that second attack on a different one.
Alright, and I move forward where the other one was, and I hit the one right here.
Ecopoof living up to its name.
Yep. And you swat this one into oblivion. That brings us to Arctos.
Arctos is just gonna shoot him with an Eldritch Blast.
Alright. And that
17.
hits. Roll damage.
2.
Something...
Okay, yeah. And
wow, no,
the second one?
that doesn't seem like it's your correct modifier, because it's only doing a +1.
Why is it only doing +1 to damage? That seems wrong.
What's your modifier?
Should be charisma, right?
It's +5, right?
Yeah.
Oh, because you don't have your spell mod set within the spell. You just have the modifier blank, so you have to go into the spell.
Oh, that's
Also,
why,
in case you
yeah.
crit, your second Eldritch Blast is a separate attack, so you might be able to crit.
The first
So
one.
the first one's 8. Yeah, I mean it's 2 rays, right? So like the first one's 8.
The first one obliterates the quasit into tiny little pieces of a little bit of smoke. Yeah, sorry for that. I've completely forgot to scale up the quasits, so they're dead now, and you've completed the puzzle. Shit.
No, 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 no.
All right.
Alright, let me just go make sure my charisma modifier's on all these spells.
So with that done, there's nothing left in here except for
There's a wooden pedestal, I believe.
Yeah, empty wooden book stand opposite the door, but it is empty. It doesn't have anything in it.
Gay.
Well, let's get on it. And Get's just gonna turn around and go to the other door.
All right, you open up the door to the east, revealing quite a peculiar sight. So let's look at number 19 here. Smells of alcohol and brine permeate this room. Glass vessels, large and small, stand in rows on the floor, and tables ranging from 1 foot to 6 feet tall. Each vessel contains the body of a creature floating in clear liquid. One 4-foot tall container is missing its lid and has no occupant. So anyone who walks in here is free to make me a nature or an arcana check to identify some of the creatures that are in here.
Well, that's concerning, isn't it?
Oh, sweet. I am not paying attention, apparently.
It's you to skip this day. I love making Neni roll intelligence so much.
Everything is going to be like this for Neni. It's
Nature's
wonderful.
wisdom, isn't it?
No,
Nature's
intelligence.
Intelligence. You're thinking of survival.
Oh, yeah.
So, down the list, Getz knows all of them except for one of them. So, Getz, looking at this is a giant fire beetle. This is a crawling claw, which is literally just an undead animated severed hand. This is a cockatrice. This is a flumph, which I'm going to show this because I think Emily would love it. I think Emily would love.
God, look at this!
Yeah, flumps are friends.
He's also
Yeah, they're
dead.
nice too. No.
He is a specimen. I regret to inform you. This is a grell. This is a pseudo dragon, and this is a myconid sprout. Collateral, you recognize the last one, which is appropriated. The Brandon character recognizes this. This is a slod tadpole.
Ew.
Oof.
And as you look at it, you notice that it is kind of twitching a little bit.
Well, that's concerning, isn't it? It's moving. Nobody touched that. That's.
Yeah, but he's kind of cute, don't you think?
Neni, look with your eyes, not with your
I
hands.
suppose in a feast on your brain and hatch into a brain-eating monster sort of way. I suppose.
Do we decide where in the timeline this falls?
We're in 1503, so it's quite a bit after. Let's put up the Candlestick timeline. It is quite a ways after Icewind Dale, but it is about 90 years before Avernus happens.
So I think Arctos is gonna. Slod, you say? Yes, I heard of a gentleman in the Ten Towns who had dealt with one of these once. Best that we just leave this one alone.
Well, I hear there are
Does
11 towns there.
does the lid look secure on the specimen
The
tank?
12 towns.
It does look pretty well secured, yes.
I almost want to cast Arcane Lock on it just to make sure.
This is actually the furthest campaign in the timeline besides Avernus.
Getz wants to look at the empty container.
Okay, it is. Let me see here.
Actually, you know what? I can once per long rest without spending the material. I'm gonna fucking cast Arcane Lock on the what? I assume there's like a latch or something for the tank. Maybe.
What would it probably take? It's like a lid that you would have to screw off. So I think what it would take the form of.
It's a pickle. It's just a pickle jar.
It's basically a pickle jar. So what it takes the form of is like a lock that is attached to 4 chains that go down on all 4 cardinal directions on top of the tube.
It's the jar baby proof stuff.
Yeah, basically. Getz, as you look at the
Take that, test tube baby.
the empty test tube over here, so it has its lid removed, and some of the glass near the top shattered. Most of the liquid inside has since drained out and dissipated. But inside of it is a small little bit of silvery kind of liquid. It kind of looks like mercury.
Drink it.
Is it
You think
still
maybe
like?
the closet was kept in here?
Is it still what now?
Is it? I lost my train of thought.
Silvery
Could
liquid,
a
kind of like mercury.
could a silvery liquid be used for the preservation process, kind of like the embalming fluid?
You can make me a nature check.
And I was also kind of addressing the party, but
Well, the party could make it too, I assume.
Yeah, once you peep it out. This is gonna be the Emily, I'm sorry, but it's also funny, but this is like the worst campaign to be Neni. There's so many intelligence checks.
You warned me going in, and I said it's going to be hilarious. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Didn't he just roll a 17 with a -2?
So, Neni, there was this one time whenever... Did you just draw, like, drool on Neni? Don't do that. Leave Neni alone.
She's trying to figure it out. She's not concentrating on keeping her mouth shut.
Neni, there was this one time whenever you were working in the mines, and you did your fair share of mining, but you were also there because you were the strongest out of all the miners, and you had to deal with threats to all your boys. And there was this one time whenever you guys found a treasure chest whenever you were mining, but the treasure chest had teeth and a tongue, and whenever you beat the crap out of it, it bled some very similar liquid like this.
I've seen this one before. It's not good. It's a box that has teeth.
it's a teeth box.
Yeah.
I've seen that
And
movie.
when you kill the
No.
box, this is the
No.
liquid that comes out of it.
Tyler, I feel like I have to restate. No.
Right.
Oh,
Well, it
well-
sounds like
well,
we'll be throwing
don't
Eldritch
wait.
Blasts at almost all inanimate objects.
Does it look? Does this fluid look fresh?
It's kind of hard to tell because Nini says it's blood, but it clearly is not like real, like human blood that dries rather quickly. It looks like it's not viscous, it's not moving around, but it also
It's
doesn't
not
seem
coagulating.
to be... Yeah, it's kind of just staying still.
I'm just trying to debate if Getz would be able to pick up on what Nini's dropping.
Box with teeth.
Well,
Can I
I
do an investigation check to see if I see any more of it on the floor or something?
I was literally about to say we should see if we can track it if
I'll-
it's still been bleeding.
I'll give this to you for free. It goes towards the stairs, but as soon as it gets to the stairs, it pretty much stops.
Maybe it made its way back upstairs?
But then where's the blood? Where is it? It doesn't stop bleeding.
Getz is gonna take a little, like, some debris or something and kind of toss it up at the jar to see if the jar itself is the mimic.
The debris kind of bounces off of it. It's tink and nothing.
Okay.
Okay,
Guys, how would you
Arcane
like me
Blast.
to touch everything? I
Brazier.
can touch everything.
Brazier, and the bookshelf. I'm gonna blast them all.
Tink, 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 tink. Nothing.
So you said it stops at the stairs, right?
Yeah, kind of. The bleeding gets like progressively less intense. As it gets towards the stairs, it like might have stopped bleeding. You have to realize that this is not like a creature that bleeds like you guys do, so it might have like coagulated or maybe shapeshifted to stop the bleeding as it approaches stairs.
What? So after we loot all the alchemical shit, what is left in the lab here?
There's like some alembics and there's various alchemical equipment. You also have the puzzle book.
Well, the puzzle book didn't try to eat us, so I'm just gonna blast everything else that's fucking in here.
What your blast? What do you mean by blasting? You're using Eldritch Blast.
Oh yeah.
All right. What does Collateral's Eldritch Blast look like? Give me some spell flavor.
I imagine it's just golden shimmering light that just explodes into dazzling light as it impacts, just like almost like a fireworks display.
Like the background in a Rihanna music video. So yeah, you blast Olympics. You get glass shards everywhere. And the alchemy lab is now a total wreck. But none of it appears to be a mimic.
You hear Neni from down the hallway going, "What are you doing?"
Making sure we're not being followed.
Go up the stairs. If it was down here, it probably would have killed us. It likes doing that.
Well, that being said, let's look at the puzzle book.
Neni, just be careful if you're going to touch something. Maybe touch it with your hammer first.
So
Okay.
the puzzle book is another fake book, but it just has the letter B on the back of it, which Josh has notated in the quest log.
B for pussy.
Well, that's Arcdos's business.
Hey, with a B and an I, you could spell pussies. I mean, we have no real use for it after this. I'm just gonna drop the puzzle book and just bye-bye. Goodbye, puzzle book. Let's go back upstairs then, I guess.
All right, give me just a second.
No.
All right. Oh, all the puzzle books you have found so far bear the same image that was on the Joy of Extra Dimensional Spaces, that being Mordenkainen's face. So you guys make your way back up to the ground floor. And where would you like to go from here? The cat
Shoot
is...
the cat.
No.
Is the cat in the same spot? Is he still kind of...
Is he bleeding silver?
The cat. The cat's not a box.
Yeah, he's just kind of flipping his tail at the discussion of nuking him, but he seems to be just kind of...
Yes,
Collateral is
much-
gonna fucking shoot.
as mysterious as the cat might be, mimics don't tend to take on the shape of living animals.
Alright, and I kiss the cat on its head. Let's go!
It purrs
Your
a
lips
little
get
bit
stuck.
immediately.
Suddenly the mimic's mouth uncurls and...
It does actually, after
Playing the
that,
long con.
it does start to follow Neni.
It's mine now.
It starts to rub on your feet. You know how Haru does whenever we go to the kitchen at like midnight?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. So you want to look through this door. So as you approach this the door, you hear the sound of bristles on the floor. It sounds like someone is sweeping on the inside.
Knock knock.
5 copper says those are animated brooms, just doing their thing.
You knock in, there's no response. Do you open it?
Yeah.
Okay. So this room, let's see here. Hiya. So this room contains a battered wooden mannequin and a weapon rack holding staffs and daggers, all lit by indigo tinted light streaming through a window. The floor is stained and scorched. At the far end of the room, a broom hovers in the air, sweeping the floor all by itself.
Oh, very neat.
Why does it look like this?
Somebody's enchanted to do the cleaning for them.
No, why does the room look like this?
Alright.
Oh, well, I mean...
I'm gonna take a look
all
at
gone
some
wrong?
of these staffs and stuff to see if I can suss out any uses for them.
Sussy baka.
Shut up. Let's see here. These appear to be just standard. They're mundane. They're finely made, but mundane daggers and quarterstaffs. On one of the walls, there's a sort of a poster that has standard attack and parrying stances for quarterstaff wielders. And also like a few general spell glyphs on another poster. You surmise that this is probably an exercise room or like a practice room for spells.
Okay. I'm taking that quarterstaff because I have proficiency, but no actual staff, so...
Okay.
Spin, parry, thrust. And then
Yep.
gets his nose bends sharply upwards.
Yeah, you get a quarterstaff. It's just a normal quarterstaff. It's nicely made. It's nice thick wood, but but
I mean, I don't know if I'll ever use it because I have a -1 to strength, but
it's there if you want it.
Well, don't be a pussy.
Mhm.
Take some feats to get some fucking what's the
Meats.
druid cantrip?
You could always you know,
Take a
uh,
level and druid and pick
some
up.
that's I was going to say some arcane signets on it and use as casting item, but
And the broom.
we'll see what
continues
happens.
The broom continues to sweep.
Keep up the good work.
Alrighty.
I'm
now,
gonna
I was
do
going
a.
to say,
Are we? Let's do a shocking grasp on that mannequin. I want to see what happens there.
Okay. You send a few volts through the wooden and straw mannequin, and it kind of like it shudders and some straw kind of flies all over the place, but it does not appear to be a mimic.
you know, I do think back to our newly found compatriots getting apparently trapped in the room earlier. Do you think maybe that's where the mimic is?
Oh, and the one that he went in?
Yeah. Um, should we perhaps check that room?
I guess so, yeah. I didn't like what that sounded like. But if there's nothing fun in this room, no letters or anything.
I want to throw some dirt for the broom to clean up.
It seems like with how there's so many scorch marks, this broom is going to be sweeping for quite some time.
Oh, that's a good point then. Can I deduce how fresh these scorch marks are?
There are so many that it
Okay.
is kind of difficult to tell.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
That is DM speak for they don't tell me in the book.
No, that's fair. I was just making sure people weren't like blasting and fighting before we got here, basically. So
Yeah,
that's
this
good enough answer.
This appears to be more of like a practice room, so it's used quite frequently.
Gotcha.
Okay, well, y'all wanna go to that bad room?
Might as well.
Not especially, but it seems prudent.
What bad room are y'all talking about?
The one where the man screamed?
Oh, that was the exit back to the prime material plane.
Oh.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
Yeah, the doors disappeared behind you whenever that happened. That's why you're.
Also,
we
then can I
we
look
need-
around this room to see if there's anything fun in here?
You can roll an investigation for me.
Is that a door behind the broom, or is it?
No, that's the
No, it's a-
window
it's
that's
a
spilling
window.
in the light.
Okay, the window.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you look
Damn,
outside,
Neni, role of doing things she should be bad at.
if you look out of the windows in this place, there's like this omnipresent purple mist that just basically encompasses everything outside of the mansion.
Purple mist.
Neni, you're looking around, and besides the broom and the quarterstaffs and the daggers and everything, there's really not very much in here. There's
Okay.
the diagrams, but besides that, that's pretty much it.
Knock knock.
Diaphragms.
I want to try one more thing in this room.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab a hold of the broom and try to impede its work.
Okay, roll initiative.
Yeah.
Bruh. Why?
I feel like there's something. I mean,
He was just trying to do his job.
Sorry, let me just clear the turn. Yeah, as you try to grab the broom, it immediately reacts negatively and starts swinging at you.
Mine was a 20.
You will be cleansed.
Regan, you cleared it.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Let me grab the animated broom.
He was just doing his job.
And Arctos. The cat walks in, sees this, and
Oh,
then
you want me to
walks back down.
just make it in.
No, kitty.
Oh, I guess I would be like up on it since I'm like holding it.
Yeah.
Or was, yeah.
I'm gonna recommend you let it go back to its work and we close the door.
I'm gonna wrestle it.
Bye.
We're gonna go ahead and put Getz up first, just for practicality
Yeah.
reasons. Getz, what are you doing?
All right. So
Athletics to grapple.
no, I am gonna. So what I'm gonna do? How do I want to do this?
Can you imagine though, if it was sentient, the psychological torture if you put it like on one of the weapon racks and it was restrained there? It was like
I'd
I was
probably end
made
up destroying one of those racks.
I was made to clean, and I see all this debris, but I cannot move off this rack.
Swish, swoosh.
Okay. So I am going to booming blade it and hit it with my rapier. So
Okay.
I do this to hit.
Not to nitpick, but doesn't this seem like the least practical sort of weapon to be fighting a broom with?
Well, it doesn't have resistance, so it works.
Yeah, still though.
I'm just trying to cut. I'm just cutting it. I'm hitting it real hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that hits. You can roll damage, and booming blade is the one where if it moves, it takes damage.
Yep. If it moves, it'll take another 2d8. So I take. So yeah, it does 8 damage, and then I'm gonna walk out and be like, "All right, guys, let's go."
All right. Is that your whole turn?
Did it
Yeah.
take an opportunity attack?
It will. Yeah. As you leave its it will.
That's
just
fine.
Poof, and it
Does
just
not
moves
hit.
horribly. All right, and that'll be Getz. Arctos.
Arctos is just like, yeah, we can go.
I'll say if you guys want to disengage and just leave this broom to do its thing, the booming blade is probably like keeping it under threat of movement. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm very much not interested in fighting a broom.
It goes. Yeah.
No.
If it moves,
Yeah,
it can
leave
take
it.
11 thunder damage.
If you guys leave and close the door, it will not pursue you.
Okay, bye.
Alright, let's go ahead and do that.
Neni didn't want to fight a broom. It's a broom.
I thought there might have been something else in there.
Alright, let's open up M3.
Dust mites, maybe.
And Neni takes a look. Let me close the
If we go through the whole house and we can't find the last letter, then we'll go and we'll kill the broom, okay? But it's a broom.
We walk back in. It moves towards us, takes the thunder damage, and shatters and dies.
You wish it had that few hit points. Tall shelves lined with books line the walls of this room. 2 more shelves run through the middle of the room, with 10-foot wide aisles between them. Several stacks of book are piled high throughout the room. There are small reading desks with cozy scarlet chairs in the corners.
Alright, well, given the quantity of books and the presence of something that can change its shape, I'm going to recommend we tread carefully. Is there any, like, dust accumulated? Ergo, are there any, like, tracks of something having passed through dust?
You can make me an investigation check.
Or otherwise, I'd be looking for silver blood. You know, either or.
Yeah, make me an
Any signs that...
investigation-
Any signs of bullshit. Huh.
The dust seems kind of disturbed, but in a haphazard kind of way. But there is no silver blood in this room.
Collateral's just like, maybe something's been through here? I can't really tell.
Neni's already touching things.
Neni, as you start to touch the shelves in the middle looking around, one of them starts to wobble and then falls down towards you. Make me a dexterity saving throw.
It weebles and it wobbles and then it falls over.
So
no! Look out!
So this bookshelf on the right falls over towards you, but you're able to step out of the way just as a swarm of books starts to fly off of the other side of the shelves into the air. And then we are going to roll initiative. As a swarm of flying books takes to the air.
You know.
They're actually supposed to be a little bit bigger.
Holy shit-a-moly.
Good thing I wasted that 20.
So because this is a swarm, you are able to move onto its space. Just as a word to the wise, let me get my swarm of animated books here. Initiative. What'd you get? Ah, damn it.
Did you ever have, like, in elementary school, the library talk where they're like, now these bookshelves can be pushed, and if you push them onto somebody else, they will die.
we did, actually. I do remember having that talk.
Yep, because kids like to climb up them like ladders, and they're like, if it falls on you, it's really heavy.
I can't open
Because
up
you
the
need to
actual-
tell children this.
So, the swarm of animated books is going to go first, and after Neni dodges out of the way, it's going to fly forward slowly and engulf the two of you in its swarm. It's going to use... First,
Paper cut.
No, it's going to use Book Club on Neni. Oh, shit.
Oh.
This
Oh.
actually
Oh.
might hurt a lot.
Is this one of like the book clubs that has like a bunch of middle-aged women drinking wine, or is it one that way they actually read the book?
So that would have killed Collateral instantaneously.
Instantaneously, yes. Neni, this tornado of books starts to swarm around you and batter you and just splat you all over the basically your entire little halfling body. You're getting battered from each direction as this thing just like starts to engulf you. But I believe you're still alive. God, that crit really nasty.
29, 25, 11, and 14.
No, just the 29 and the 25. That extra, that other bit is the if it's at half health. It just didn't render correctly right there.
Let me see. 29 plus 25 is 54, so I have 59 points total. So I'm just barely not down.
All right. That being said, it is now Arctos' turn. Arctos, you just saw a tornado of books start to swarm out of this this little library and just engulf Neni and just beat the crap out of her.
I had a plan, and I think that plan is now changed. Let's see here. What I should do. So I think what we're gonna do... let me look at this real quick. No. Yeah, we'll cast Scorching Ray on this book thing. It's 3 rays, so
All
29,
three,
20, 19.
Yep, all three of those hit. Roll damage.
1, a 2, a 3.
And
The
as
way Tyler's intonation was on that, with all three of those hit roll damage, my brain just went, roll tide. I don't even go to that school.
So, as your Scorching Rays find purchase on individual flying books, you notice that they seem to react very strongly to being struck by fire, as some of the books in the swarm are incinerated by your bolts, and at the end of your flurry of magic, you notice that there are less than half of the books still flying around in the swarm, and they're flying around a little meekly.
And I'll just say out loud, fire seems to do the trick here.
And that brings us to Neni.
My only fire spell is Fireball, and I don't think that's appropriate with the situation at hand.
Nini is gonna get out of the swarm,
Okay.
and she is going to hit yucky bookie mans.
Both of those unfortunately miss. You're trying to
She's-
you're trying to swat at these books with Eco Poof, but they're just moving around too quickly for you to get a beat on them. Collateral.
She's so tired.
Well, she just saw Neni get pummeled with enough force to like break a rhino's neck, so Collateral's gonna disengage and get the fuck out of the room.
Coward.
Is that Collateral's whole turn?
I don't have anything I can really do as a bonus action, so yeah, unfortunately.
Gets.
Alright. Gets is going to bonus action Blade Sing. And then cast Firebolt.
Alright, roll to hit.
17
That does hit.
for 8 fire damage.
Yeah, your firebolt catches one of the books, and it starts like a chain reaction that ignites a couple more of them as they start to fall out of the sky. But there's a couple more that are still. It's now less of a book club and more of like just a small neglected stack of books.
And then I'm gonna come up here and tank.
Okay. In that case, it's going to be the swarm of animated books, and it is going to try and batter Gets. Let me just. I close its tab for some reason.
I have a 22 to AC right now.
Yeah, then this probably won't be successful. Let's see. It's a plus 6.
Huh.
Oh, it does still hit.
So the
Good for
damage
it.
is 14 bludgeoning. Because it is currently at less than half health.
Okay.
All right, yeah, they're barely flickering around, and they're looking like tired books, holding on to what constitutes life for them. Arctos.
Yeah. Arctos will also just cast Firebolt here.
All right, roll to hit.
A 20.
It does hit. Roll damage.
Holy shit.
Yeah, what is 17?
Okay, well.
Your firebolt kind of it goes center mass into the bit of books and then kind of like explodes outwards like a tiny fireball and incinerates the remaining bits of the swarm of books. Woof, that crit.
Yeah,
Would've
Neni,
killed-
after they die, just like sits down and goes, I did it.
It didn't crit. It's just 2d10 because I'm at level 5.
Yeah, no, the book critting on Neni is what I meant.
Oh yeah, that was Arctos is gonna walk over and offer her a potion of healing and be like, why don't you drink this? You'll at least feel a little bit better.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess we look for some books.
And
Be
as
gone.
How much is the potion of healing heal for?
2d4 plus 2. You also have second wind. It's been a little while since you were a fighter, which I believe right now is 1d10 plus 5 for you.
Hold on. What am I rolling?
2d4 plus 2,
Yeah.
if you're going to drink the potion.
Yeah, 2d4 plus 2. 7, okay.
And because you are a fighter, you also have the second wind feature, which you can use if you would like to. That can restore some health.
Yes.
It is 1d10 plus your fighter level, which is 5. Also, as the final book was incinerated, a particularly thick, heavy book, almost as if it was mostly made of wood, falls down to the ground, and on the spine is the letter R.
T.
R.
Aw.
Birches.
Britches.
All right. Let's see.
One of these times we're going to accidentally say the right word and the door's going to open up.
Oh no, it's like a Cardi B thing. It's
and the door opens. No, I'm kidding.
None of these bitches. None of these bitches.
Alrighty. So, yeah, you have this entire library, which seems to be where more standard theorem books are located. And if you would like to look through, I'll give you the rest of the investigation as you guys poke around looking at these. These are mostly, not really super worthwhile books. But on one of the desks, you find a nice jeweled letter opener with a gold handle, and it's worth 20 gold pieces.
I got it.
Nice.
Alright, and that's about it for this room.
Arctos, was it? How do you feel about those experiments in transmutation, the attempts at turning materials into gold?
It seems, I don't know, a little frivolous to me. I mean, I guess transmutation on a base level seems very neat. Being able to turn one thing into another seems at least helpful. I don't know if I'd just go around turning everything into gold. A law of, equal and opposite reaction type thing. You never know how that will affect the rest of the world, so...
It does seem really short-sighted, doesn't it? I mean, if you were to suddenly be able to mass-produce gold, that would really hurt the buying power of,
Well, yes,
everyone.
And who's to say you're really transmuting gold? I mean, you could just be replacing gold from somewhere else with the item that you currently have. I mean, uh, there's a lot of different theories and thoughts behind it, but it's not something I've dug into. I've got my own problems.
I suppose everyone comes to Candlekeep with questions that need answers.
Yes, I have two very big ones.
Uh,
You hear some.
her eyes are gonna
got-
briefly dart down, but she's gonna look back up.
I got two very big ones too, if you know what I mean.
so Arctos is
Mine are very
mentally
small.
glaring at Soleil and Sela.
You hear some giggling in your head, but nothing beyond that.
Alright, another door?
All right, yeah. Let me. Oh, by the way, Josh, I finally understand how Tides of Chaos worked. As I was listening back, I was fucking terrible at ruling Tides of Chaos. But I know exactly how it works now, so be free to use that, my dude.
Yeah, you just get to choose, right?
So basically, anytime you want to get advantage on a roll that you make, you can use Tides of Chaos, and I'm like, okay, cool. And anytime I want to give it back to you, I make you roll in the Wild Magic table.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, you get Tides of Chaos, back roll Wild Magic. So this here, let's see, M2. A semicircular patio paved with gray flagstones is nestled against the building, lit by the swirling indigo miasma that surrounds the mansion. So everything outside of here, Neni, is just a big, giant cloud of indigo smoke. Kind of looks like exactly what you see on the outside of the map. All this purple stuff.
Also the floor.
That too.
Alright, is there anything this is just a place to stand?
It is just a patio.
Alright. It's just a patio, guys! Where's that cat?
Alright.
So there's the stairs up north. There's another door to the north right here. And there's also a door to the east.
So Arctos will open this door here.
Door.
As you go through this door, the first thing is that it's not actually closed. It's like left ajar. The aromas of cooking permeate this kitchen. A large iron stove takes up one wall, and the rest of the room is filled with large tables and racks lined with hanging pots, pans, and cooking utensils. Everything is sparkling clean, and you notice a few figures inside of this room. And I will reveal it because it is. Oh, that's the wrong thing. God damn it. Some very good.
I know about cooking.
So there are two little creatures that are very similar to the homunculi statue that you found in the alchemy lab. And with flapping of wings, two small forms land on the nearest table. They bow before you and ask, "How can we be of help to our honored guests? Cooking? Cleaning? Mending your clothes, perhaps? I'm Cumin, and this is Coriander, and we are your loyal servants." And you also see, in addition to the black cat you saw earlier, you also see a little calico cat.
I'm gonna go pet it.
It is the calico cat is currently eating out of a bowl, and it accepts pets while it is eating.
Alright, we will pet it while it is eating.
Collateral's gonna pat it on the butt.
She lifts her butt up a little bit to where you can pet at it better.
Butt pats.
Anybody
yeah.
snackish?
What was that, Arctos?
I was going to ask the homunculi if they could tell us a little bit about their time here.
Well, we've only for quite. It seems time really doesn't match up here. But we've only had cats and the fairy dragons to feed and cook for quite some time. So it's been so long since we've had actual guests to cook and clean for.
Dragons?
I'm sorry, the what?
The fairy dragons in the garden. They're quite mischievous little things, so be careful.
Okay, I
Would
haven't
you
gone
like me
there
to cook
yet.
for you?
Do you have the chef feat?
I don't have the chef feat. I have proficiency with cook skills,
Ah,
and I
Don't
have
the
cook
chef
utensils.
feat?
you do have the chef feat, yes.
I have the chef feat. I'm good at cooking.
Well, you can certainly help us if you would like to, but we want to pamper you here. Please, we can we'll get you better than those adventuring rations that you're all used to.
Do you have food that will heal my pain? It hurts.
So food.
Maybe not good like that, but we can give you a very nice soup.
2
Okay.
decades of stress eating flashes before Brandon's eyes. Do you have food that will heal my pain?
Look,
As
man, we've all been
Brandon sheds a tear, I've yet to find any that does that.
They
there.
go
Nah,
to,
man, some good chocolate that heals my pain.
so
How long would this cooking take? Would we be able to do a short rest during the cooking?
yeah, you can do a short rest as they get to it, and they start whipping up a nice tomato bisque. Enough for each of you.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah, and short rest, you can go ahead and spin hit die as needed. Now, we can answer questions, but we are mostly made to stay in the kitchen and keep the house.
Has anybody else been through here recently?
Well, there was that Matres fellow, but he was sort of stumbling about playing with things in the in the garden. We honestly don't know how he survived for a few days.
Well, I think that has ended.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
he went through a door and then screamed. I don't know why.
Well, I certainly hope that he's okay. That sounds terrible.
Tell me, which direction is this garden in?
At the door to the east. Let me just look at something real quick. And if you are interested in the dining room, we haven't cleaned the place in a little while, but it is the door right here. So down the hallway to the east is the garden. The dining room is right through here.
Alright, let's eat in the dining room. Like people do.
Just one more question. You haven't happened to see a strange beast or, say, a piece of furniture wander through, have you?
Well, we've been very busy taking care of the cats and the fairy dragons, but not recently, no. Although, again, we haven't been looking very closely. Large windows form the entirety of one wall, looking out on 3 planted beds filled with vegetation. Within this room, a crystal chandelier hangs above a table made of dark wood. 6 matching wooden chairs with scarlet cushions surround the table. A 7th chair sits alone in the far corner.
I'm gonna presto everything, like the table and these 6 chairs, just get all the dust off of them. Poof, poof, poof.
All the on the table and the 6 chairs, you said?
Yes. Prestidigitation. Poof, 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 poof.
And they are totally cleaned up. Do you leave the chair in the corner alone?
It's sus.
Okay, just checking. Yeah, and
Sassy.
it's now a nice polished dining table.
Why is there an extra chair back there?
That's strange. There should be 6 in there. Did we, Coriander? Did we get a 6th chair? And the other one says, "No, Cumin. I don't think we ever have."
Well,
Then
as
he's
long
gonna
as
wind up and hit that chair.
Go ahead and
No,
make it. Go ahead and make an attack against the chair mimic. If you guys hadn't found that fucking bit of mimic blood in earlier, it would have been so easy. Oh man, that's funny. That 12-year-old. Let me see. Neni, as you wind back, you smash down at the chair, but as you do this, it springs up on its legs and dashes out of the way, and the cushion rips open into a set of teeth and a large, gnarly tongue, and the legs of the chair sprout little claws. And then, let me just clear the initiative roll or turn tracker.
clever to take the form of something that has
Surprise
legs.
round? Surprise round?
I feel like your attack was the surprise round.
Rude.
That would be me giving you yet another. I think not only that, but
All right. What's the
Didn't even give me
What's
a
the chair's
advantage
modifier?
on an attack.
Oh yeah, wow. The chair mimic's dexterity is +1.
Mine's a +3.
Oh.
Oh,
Arctos goes first then. Turn order, descending. Love that. Chair Mimic after Arctos. Alright. Collateral.
Let's blast this motherfucker. Blat.
That does... Oh, no, actually, wait, we're doing meats. That's right. I have to remember we're doing meat succeeds. So yeah, go ahead and roll damage. Fuck, do you not have Agonizing Blast? Wow.
No, I got more important shit, man. So just boo! There's like a few little sparkles on the chair, and she's like, I'm gonna take a step back.
Yeah, the Mimic is now
here.
a little glittery. Arctos.
I will also be using Eldritch Blast.
Hopefully rolling better than me, though.
Alright,
That hits.
so, yeah, the first one hits. And the second one.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the first damage, is a 9.
Okay.
And then a fucking
It's
5.
still not rolling quite right. Doesn't look like it. Because it's not adding here. It should be, because this is 8 plus 1.
Oh, it should be adding my charisma modifier,
Five,
right?
So yeah, so 8 plus
Yeah.
5 is 13, which I would deduct, and then whatever 4 plus 5, 9, so 10.
Yeah, I
actually
don't know
10.
why it just decided to delete it again. Whatever.
It's been
Didn't know.
acting a little strange for me as well. Yeah, these two blasts, like, make the Mimic, recoil back as it, bares its fangs and tries to go for Neni.
Did you say chairs its fangs?
Yeah.
So let's see. It's not in its object form anymore, so it is now going to try to bite at Neni with a bite. 23 to hit.
Yes, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, really. Yeah, Neni, this Mimic bites down on your arm, and it's mostly protected by your shoulder, but it still sinks into your skin, and it feels a little sizzly down there as a little bit of acid damage takes place down there as well.
It's a spicy chair.
So for 15 damage total. And that brings us to Neni.
Yeah, Neni, overwhelmed with her new hatred of furniture, is just gonna whack.
And this is why Neni took her first level in Barbarian. Both of those hit.
Right. That's a 14 and a 13.
Okay. Yeah, some little bits of splinters go all over the place, and as the splinters fly far enough from the Mimic and hit the ground, they turn into little puddles of silvery liquid. And unless you have a bonus action or anything, that will bring us to Getz.
Alright. Get's gonna run up here, and he gonna Booming Blade. Crits on the Booming Blade.
Yeah.
For that much.
Alright.
17 piercing,
and
8 thunder.
The Booming Blade
And
only
then-
takes effect if it moves, not immediately.
So with it, the way that it does the cantrip dice is the 2d8 is if it moves. However, it scales by the cantrip dice by giving another d8 to the attack roll. So this is the d8 for the cantrip dice. The 2d8,
see.
it'll take another 2d8 if it moves.
I see. Well, we'll see if it lives that long. You have any bonus actions?
But I'm gonna.
Oh.
Fuck it. Well, actually, I don't know if I do. Let me look. Nah, I'm not gonna blow the spell slot. So you're just gonna take a step back.
Alright, it is going to try and nip at you.
Do it.
13 to hit? Probably not.
Bet you won't.
Alright, that brings us to Collateral.
Pew 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 pew!
Do it. Welcome to Warlock. Alright, takes the 5, and next attack.
Pew 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 pew!
5. And then your final Eldritch Blast just catches its center mass. In an explosion of glitter, this Mimic melts into this little puddle of silver liquid. And before you know it, there are now 6 chairs in the room.
Nope, we're not having any of that. And she's just gonna violently stab the wand to press still all of the, debris out. Just
And it does kind of get shoot up, and Cumin and Coriander are like, "We're so dreadfully sorry. We should have seen this. Well, let us go ahead and just start cleaning it up." And they take like dustpans and a mop and start trying to viciously clean that corner of the room.
I'm just prestoing it into oblivion.
They're helping you basically. All right, and with that done, you guys have a nice dining room to enjoy your tomato bisque.
Okay. Then he goes right into eating soup. She's not
She's not
dealing with what just happened.
She's not having a fun time, poor baby.
Collateral will have a single sip of hers just to try it to be polite, and then she will slide the bowl over to Neni. So she has seconds.
You like food?
Oh, I do. Just not very hungry right now.
While you're eating,
And
the calico
I'm like,
cat.
well,
Go ahead.
Arctos will just be like, well, I'm glad that that's out of the way. No more having to look over our backs for a mimic, but maybe we save the garden for a little bit later after we've checked upstairs.
Well, wasn't there another door in the kitchen? This is Emily speaking.
There is, yeah. Probably to a cabinet, perhaps.
A pantry, if you will.
Thank you. As you guys are eating,
Again.
Neni, the calico cat, kind of gets up on the table and starts sniffing at your bowl of soup.
You want some?
It starts licking at it.
Collateral. What? How many letters were in the word that we're looking for?
I believe it was 7, was it not?
I believe so.
And we have an I, B, and R.
That's right.
I think I know what the word is, but we'll continue.
Thank you, Josh.
Let's go back to the front and let me ruin your puzzle.
It's bitches.
We haven't actually gotten to any of the fucking actual cool puzzles in this place either. I mean, like, they're not the most intense creative puzzles ever, but like there are puzzles here.
Could you imagine? We just like, oh, well.
You haven't actually found all the cats either.
This is good at Wheel of Fortune. So.
Yeah, you haven't actually found all the cats either.
I actually have proficiency in Wheel of Fortune.
Yes, the calico cat will start to lick at the leavings of tomato bisque in the bowl that is left. And yeah. So yeah, you guys have the stairs to go upwards, and you also have the door to the east that leads into the garden, where the homunculi Coriander and Cumin have said that there are fairy dragons there somewhere.
I mean, we've already come this far. Might as well clear the floor and just do the garden. But in an Australian accent, because I said that in character totally.
Oh yeah. Shrimp on the Barbie.
Crikey.
G'day.
Fucking can't.
So
Brock.
let's see here. How
Crikey.
you doing? How you going? Let's
Can't.
see. All right, let's just do this for the next 30 minutes until we're done.
Stingray bastards.
Now he would not want us to hate that Stingray. Anyway,
I can say the get us banned from Twitch word.
no. Stop. This end of the building is an arboretum.
Get banned from Twitch word. Go, say it.
No, Neni, we'll tell you when you're older.
Bet you won't.
Being one of the actually older. Actually, I think Arctos might be the youngest member of the party. Let's see.
Yeah, Nini's 31, so...
This end of the building is an arboretum with open arched walls. Flowering shrubs and small trees grow between paved paths that meet in a semicircular patio. There's no sun, but 2 glowing globes hang above the plants, bathing them in light. There are colorful blossoms everywhere, filling the air with their perfume. And let's see. You do hear a bit of giggling as you enter the room.
Yeah, I don't see there being any books here.
Arctos, you actually hear Sela, who is by far the more active of your 2 shoulder fairies, kind of peek up, and she's like, "Uh-oh. I think these fairy dragons are feeling mischievous and playful."
Well, could you talk to them?
I could try to, and then, the form of, and I actually went and made, fucking portraits for them, but then I forgot to give them stats. God damn it.
You fool!
It's fine. I can just put their portraits out here. Where are you? Where are you? You're under Arctos Ferry, I think. Are you? Motherfucker, I had them.
No, that's all the Rule 34 of Arctos.
Uh-huh. Let me just grab them from my message history with Josh. Josh. It's one of my favorite things ever. Save these. This is Ciela. Candlekeep Mysteries. Yeah, that'll do.
Sheila's the orange one.
No, she's the purple one.
Fuck.
Soleil is
You had a
the,
50-50 shot, and you got it wrong.
Yeah, Soleil is the orange one. Just a second, I'm very sorry.
You fucking better be, mate.
Light. Ha cha 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 cha.
Charmin?
Come on, upload faster. Yes, Purple Fairy. She's not that big, but this little creature pops out of Arctos' chest. She's encompassed in a purple light, and she flies forward and says, "All right, now all of you, start popping out of your invisibility. Let's all behave ourselves." And then you hear some of the something chat back in Sylvan, and then she responds in Sylvan. Do any of you speak Sylvan?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Neni barely speaks common.
She's basically they're basically berating her for not letting them play. But eventually
I'm not casting that. I was just
okay. So they just she turns back and they're basically telling her that they want to breathe on you, which you can make me a Arcana or Nature check, Arctos. That sounds like a very strange thing, but so fairy dragons possess a thing called Euphoria breath, which basically it's mostly harmless, but it is like sort of a hallucinogenic kind of magical effect where if they breathe on you, it kind of makes you a little wacky for a little bit.
Arctos will just speak up and be like, no, we'll have none of that now in Sylvan.
And Ciela kind of like looks back at them and crosses her arms like, "I told you so," and they kind of make sad little noises as they go to perch up on the bits of they just start perching on some of the plants and curling up, kind of sad looking, and they complain about having nothing to play with but cats and mimics. Or a mimic, excuse me, sorry.
Oops.
well, I hope no one breaks the news to them.
Yeah, Arctos will look at Ciela and be like, "Thank you for that. I would not want to hurt them, just for them trying to be playful."
No, they're entirely harmless, really.
Yes, well, we don't need any more distractions stopping us from getting out of here. We have more important things to get back to. Yes.
Yeah, good luck with that. And then she flies back into your chest. Boop.
Interesting traveling companions you have.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen her fully out before.
Well, good for her.
Yes, that might be new.
They've appeared before, specifically when Arctos was almost killed by a succubus.
Well, yeah.
And another fairy pops out of his chest, just like leaning out, and is just like, "And yes, can you keep it down a little bit? I'm trying to sleep." And then she pops back in.
And Arctos is just very sassy. Well, that's all you ever do, but sure, we'll accommodate you, the fairies living in my body. Don't really do their own work or make their own keep. Yes, that's fine.
Welcome back, Arctos. All right. So yeah, I revealed the entire floor. You pretty much cleared it.
I guess, can we poke around out here just to see if there's anything on the...
Yeah, let me look. So most of all these plants are very decorative and very pretty. Some of them are even glowing, but they're all just visually interesting specimens. They're not alchemically useful in any way.
Welp.
Are they exotic in the sense like that? Would you have seen these in like the prime material plane, or are they kind of exotic exclusive to this?
I would say that maybe they've been like a little. They're like genetically modified, like magically modified blossoms and like common
No-
flowers.
No GMOs in our games.
So there's basis of plants I would notice, but they've just been altered.
Yeah, exactly. They're interesting. They're interesting variations on like petunias and violets and stuff like that.
Well, these are very interesting.
Gets us gonna introduce GMOs to his people.
Oh my god. And this
I
is
think
a type
Arcos-
of flower that's actually resistant to a few diseases.
Arctos, before we leave this area, we'll just look at the dragons and someone will say, I'll send somebody back to take you somewhere so that you'll have more interesting things to do than just play with some cats.
Unless you really like playing with cats, in which case you can stay.
Okay, and they chirp back at you and kind of happily.
All right, I guess
Stairs
upstairs
time.
is the yeah.
All right, stairs time. Give me just a second.
Upstairs.
Okay, give me just a second. Reveal that little section here. Pep. Let's move you lads up here. Yeah. So let's see. Did I reveal the doors? Yes, I did. There's a door to the left and a door to the right. Is this a room? It is. Yeah, the landing at the top of the stairs is occupied by a suit of armor holding a longsword point down. It sits upon a wooden stand in front of a large window. The armor is clearly decorative, although the helmet and the sword are genuine items of good quality. Above, let's see. No, that is about it. Yeah, so one to the left, one to the right.
Alright, well, Arctos is just gonna pop this door open.
Okay. Reveal this one. This one's fun. Yeah. So, most of this room is taken up by long wooden tables that are covered with glass vessels and books. Cabinets with glass doors line the walls, and they contain all manner of specimens. Just below the ceiling in the middle of the room, colorful globes circle each other in intricate dance. The far wall is almost completely covered by a map of the night sky, with a golden sunburst in the center above a closed door.
Mm,
So let's see.
interesting.
So most of the stars represented by mere dots or small circles, but the 5 most prominent stars are rendered as blazing silver suns. Oh, and as you take a look, there is a book on the table here, and
Yeah, I'll check out the book.
it appears to be a puzzle book with the letter T.
We're back to bitches.
Look, man, britches could be it.
Bert.
Birch.
Brit. I say.
I had one, but I don't. It's NSFW, and I don't want to say
You
it.
can say tribbing, it's hilarious.
Yes, I know, but I don't want to. Makes me think of Chris Chan, and I really don't want to think about them.
Lateral, do you think there's some kind of meaning to these 5 stars?
I believe I'm drawing a blank on that. Not exactly my area of expertise, but
So, are the floating orbs? Are they like circling around like at like ground level, or are they just kind of in the air? Like
they're
where
they're in the air. They take the place of like your normal lighting fixtures.
Okay, and they're moving around, you say, or just kind of floating?
They're moving around. They're kind of just dancing around each other slowly, kind of like a moving model of the solar system.
I want to look
Okay.
at like the bottom shelves and stuff here, bottom of the tables.
There's a couple interesting specimens of like small, tiny creatures. You see what appears to be a cranium rat in
Ooh.
in one of the jars. It's a desiccated corpse and no longer like psychically useful, but it is definitely the body of a cranium rat. Otherwise, there's like common alchemical ingredients, nothing too crazy. It seems like this was the less secret of the alchemical labs.
Okay. I'm gonna take like my bag, and I'm gonna try to like cover up one of the orbs. Basically, I'm trying to snuff out the light without destroying the orb.
Blot out the sun.
And as you fit your bag over the globe, it passes right over it, and it appears to be a magical light.
Okay. I figured if we made it nighttime, the stars.
Nighttime.
Nini, are you opening that door?
Neni would like to open this door.
Right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do that. Oops, I left a little sliver. Beep. Alright. This door opens into a dark open space, offering a view of the starry firmament of the night sky. 5 telescopes mounted on bronze plates point towards the constellations above. In the middle of the space, a 1 foot diameter sphere of clear crystal sits on a circular brass stand. The room is a detailed and convincing illusion of a grassy knoll on a moonless night.
Oh no, shit!
Oh,
No,
God,
no.
God damn it!
Oh my
Why did we can't ever use the word grassy knoll ever again? Like, it can't be used ever. It's just done.
We need to get rid of it from the English language because, like, I had never heard it used before.
It will
and I
never
have
be used for
never
anything
heard-
else.
No, you say grassy knoll, and you're like, oh yeah, it's that place in Texas where JFK fucking died. Like, that's it.
Yeah,
That's
get
all
down,
you
Mr.
can do.
President.
So let's see. Springy turf compresses underfoot, and when the doors to the room are closed, the starry night sky is visible in all directions. Terrain more than 20 feet away at ground level, however, is shadowy and indistinct. Only the sky above seems sharp and clear. In fact,
Yeah, because there's no way that there could have been one gunman. That's an uneven ground.
anyone who explores the room discovers that this effect is an illusion and can determine the size and shape of the actual space. Let me see here. Give me just a second. But yes, there are these. There are 5 telescopes, and they're pointed towards the constellations.
Just for clarification, is the globe in the middle just like a projector,
It's
or is there something in it?
Let me double check that. Yeah, the globe appears to be the projection of the night sky. Yes. Nice little
Alright,
disco
well.
ball effect here.
Let's look at some telescopes. I choose this one.
Alright, and as you like mess with it, it is easy to move. And actually, whenever you point the telescope at any particular point in the sky, it actually traces like a beam of light to whatever you are currently looking at.
Well, wizards are fond of their puzzles. What if we made the points intersect at something?
You can try. Fixing
Why
all
don't-
of. Go ahead.
Well, why don't we just point? I can't do it anymore. I'm tired. Point
it's
the telescopes at the points where they are in the ceiling in the other room.
Well, the ones in the other room are drifting.
No. There was a
No.
mural.
Oh yeah. Those specific.
This Zelda ass puzzle.
Would you like to
Uh,
try doing that?
We can try to look for them. Yeah.
With Getz kind of reading off where all the locations are, and you doing with the telescopes. As you align the last one, you hear da 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 as a stone section of the door to the left opens up.
Whee!
All right. The room is bare except for a bookshelf covered in chains against one wall, a plain wooden bench, and a reading desk built into the shelves. A book with the bust of a mage on its cover sits on the desk.
A busty mage, you say?
And Neni,
One day
As-
I'm gonna get a bust, and I'm just going to, like, it's gonna be a plaster cast of my real boob, boobs, and it's like, yeah, it's my bust.
Can I have it? Anyway.
Prominently display it on our mantle.
And as you enter, the chains start to rattle, Neni, as
Oh.
suddenly this bookshelf springs to life and starts shooting chains at you. And we're going to roll initiative.
Oh, great, it's
I
a
love it when this
chain.
continually happens.
Well, I did tell you to hit everything with your axe first.
That was whenever I forgot to. I'll just fix you guys. It's fine. 19. Oh, it was clear. Okay, cool. It is going to make this an advantage. So beep beep. So a 19 for our animated chain library. And descending. All right. Gets there's
I'm
you have a
coming in.
Yeah, you have a clear line of sight right there. If you want to. I just realized you could shoot him from the grassy knoll. God damn it!
All right, Brendan, I know what we're gonna do.
There's two. Oh my god, both of you. There's two.
Are we going to dig up JFK's corpse and shoot him again? Like, he already died once, guys.
Yes.
I'd like to cast Summon Undead to summon the spirit of JFK.
Actually, Fistandia is my middle name. I'm actually Jalaster Fistandia Kennington.
Holy hell. Oh, no.
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
I'm gonna blade sing,
All right.
and I'll booming blade him. 13 hit.
13 does not hit. You try to sink your rapier into this thing, but it kind of gets wrapped up in some of the chains, and you don't find purchase with your strike.
All right, so that's my turn.
All right. The chain library is going to start shooting chains around people. It makes 2 melee attacks. It's going to throw one at Getz and one at Neni. So I'm sorry.
I'm gonna
Getz.
cast. I'm gonna cast. Oh shit! We do meats. No, we don't do meats. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, I'm gonna do
Hey,
shield.
Tyler,
'cause-
I'm gonna need you to double check why you're critting so much tonight.
I don't know.
It's not fun anymore,
I don't
okay?
So,
All right,
What
well,
about
you
fail?
know, crit in the other direction.
let me
Right.
see if there's anything I can do.
Yeah, because man, I hate to break it to you, this is gonna hurt pretty bad. Yeah.
We reverse time and just go home. Neni doesn't like it here. I think you went a little too intense when you cast it up a bit, Tyler.
Well, that has nothing to do with rolling crits. But
and I'm
But what their quick
assuming
message of being.
This
this
would
isn't.
also
And I'm
have
assuming
killed
this isn't elemental damage.
it is
bludgeoning.
not. But I think Emily has a point though. Maybe I did kind of like scale up the damage a little bit too much. So,
Yeah, this is stupid.
well, geez, I love you too.
No, if this was happening to me in a video game, I would leave this area and go level up for a bit. Like,
Geez, all right, I'm sorry. I'm like, fucking.
Yeah, let's go grind on those cats.
Oh,
unfortunate choice of words.
yeah,
Yeah.
don't do that. That's illegal.
how about I'll meet you halfway and just say it does 20. 'Cause
Okay.
Emily's right. I think I overtuned it a little bit.
Gets dead.
All right. No, I'm good. With 20, I'm okay.
All right.
With 20, I'm at 15.
2d6. Let's do this.
And I need to do the grapple check too.
You do, yes.
I am grappled.
And the chains wrap around you, leading us to Neni. Neni, you didn't take any damage, I don't believe, so I don't know why you...
I thought it hit me.
No, the first
No,
attack was
it
on
rolled
Getz.
Oh, okay. Then I'm fine. I mean, I'm not great, but I'm fine.
You were at 35, I believe.
Yes, I'm just struggling with my numpad.
Mhm.
Alright, I'm gonna hit this motherfucker because
Alright.
he's had it too good for too long.
Go ahead and roll to hit. Igopoof tinks off of the wood, but as you try to swing a second time, it actually cracks some of the wood, and you can roll damage on the second one.
14.
Oh yeah, splinters and a few chains break loose. We'll put that down. All right. Is that your full turn? Action surge, bonus action, anything?
Oh fuck, I do have an action surge, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were gonna do that again. Because I forgot I had action surge because it's been a hot second since I played Neni.
Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, you can make your 2 attacks again. 13 will not hit, but the 15 will. For another 12 damage. Yeah, there's
Fuck
some,
off, books.
there's some pretty prominent cracks appearing on this thing, and the chains are starting to rattle a little bit less strongly, I would say. Arctos.
1 second. I have a question. So,
Yes.
Scorching Ray. Can I twin spell Scorching Ray, even though it has 3?
No, you cannot. I believe
Okay.
Twin Spell is only for things that can target one thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's see here. I get to twin spell Chromatic.
You can Twin Spell Chromatic Orb.
Yeah, I'm thinking. And the other thing I have to do is I have to look up the spells that are on my list, but not in my book yet.
Right.
Because, unfortunately, heck this game, I have too many spells. Don't think this one's going to work very well. I think we will just stick with our guy. What is my other meta magic thing on here? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so we'll do this. I'm going to cast Scorching Ray,
All right.
first of all. It didn't work. Okay, once.
It sure
Pass.
didn't.
Over here.
There you go.
That hits.
2, 3.
Yeah, that also hits.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
20 total.
Uh-huh. For 20 total damage. The fire catches
Yeah.
on this thing, but the wood that it is made of seems to be polished and treated to where maybe it's magically treated to where it's not really catching on fire, and the books within are being protected.
Yeah, so, and then the next thing I'm going to do is, you see Arctos, whip his hand around, and, purple sparks come out, and I'm going to use my meta magic to quicken spell something.
All right.
Now I'm going to cast...
As these purple sparks charge up, you see the small form of Seela flying around your hand, kind of helping the magic coalesce in the correct way.
Yeah, and I'm going to cast Magic Missile with this one.
Okay.
Which is not... That's not how that works.
Just do /R 3d4 plus 4.
/R 3d4 plus... Yep.
And the little barrage of magic missiles, as they are called, go forth and take off more of the splinters of this thing. They leave bruises in the wood, and cracks begin to form, bringing us to, unless you have anything else, collateral.
Yep, that's it.
Collateral damage.
That does hit,
Ah,
and that also hits. Roll damage for both.
Blam. Oh, max damage.
Hot damn. Yeah, your shower of glitter strikes both of these, the center mass of this of the chained bookshelf, and as the last one strikes it just in the right spot, the chains shudder and then fall entirely off of the chained bookshelf. So yeah, look at that, one perfect round of combat. Yeah. So,
Apart from the almost murdering gets.
Yeah. Well, I know how to better do this for later. I used an upscaler, and I think it went a little too hard.
Loot the corpse.
One of the books, you do see, after you defeat it, one of the books falls away from it, still attached to a chain, And it still has a bit of a magical aura to it. The book is entitled Martial Attack Techniques. And next to this chained up book is also a book that has the letter L on the spine.
Well, we have another letter, but hey, Neni, this one says it's full of martial techniques. Would you like me to read it to you?
Sure. What's it do?
Let's pop it open.
You pop it open to the one page that has text on it, and it says hit people with this. Because this is basically a +1 flail.
Oh, damn.
Ah, yes, I see. I understand. So, does like the chain end like unhook at all?
No, it appears to be pretty much connected to the book.
No, like, but from the case.
Yeah, it came free from the case. It is
Okay.
a +1 flail. It's not.
So-
It's equal to Ikopuv, and it's not as funny. But like, if you want to hit people with a book
It's
flail,
pretty funny. So
If
she's gonna
anybody else
place
needs
she's gonna
this-
place the chain in Neni's hand.
Yeah,
It's
we're
like,
all
give-
nerds. We can't use this.
Give that a try. Hit the shelf with this book.
Okay. And I'm gonna roll Eco Poof because it's gonna do the exact same thing.
it is equivalent. Yeah, it swings. It swings good. It's nice and heavy.
Bam!
It is not upgradable like Ikopuv is. By the way, Ikopuv is upgradable now because I love it. But we'll get to that at some other session. We have
We are in a good place to upgrade it.
Yeah, I admit not as potent as your pick there, but who knows? Maybe we can sell it or something.
So we have a little bit of time left if you guys want to check one or two more rooms.
Yeah, might as well.
Because we are nearing the end of the adventure. These are
I
very
mean-
Alright.
small.
We'll
Yeah,
put our head,
I mean-
put my head in the room.
All right. The doors in here. The one to the south is actually open into a trophy room, and there's also another door to the east. To the south here, let's see. Each corner of this pleasant parlor has a scarlet armchair and a reading table piled high with books. A cheery fire burns in the fireplace. A pair of swords sits in a rack above the fireplace, and the heads of various animals are mounted on the walls. In addition, in the table in the middle, there is another puzzle book that has a letter Y on its spine.
Trilby.
Bitchingly.
Alrighty.
What do we have? We have 6? Okay.
It
So-
spells Trilby.
Alright. There's a bunch of aminals.
Yeah, there's some. It's animal skulls, not stuffed animals, but animal skulls. There appears to be a manticore right here, on the west hallway. Looks to be something like a rhinoceros here. A troll skull right here. A standard bull here, and this appears to be a displacer beast.
I want to go
Displacer.
touch that one.
Okay. It feels a little staticky, but besides that, it is a skull.
Okay.
I don't think it wise for anyone to touch those swords, given the amount of animated
You know what?
objects.
This room feels nifty. I'm gonna ritual cast detect magic, see what's going on in here.
Okay. As you use detect magic, the two swords do ping with magic.
Good call. Let's go.
All right. Door to the
Ting
east.
ting.
Let's do this.
and then it turns out we're leaving behind 2 +
Yeah.
2 longswords or something.
So
Another. Neni is making the exact face in her
This is-
picture.
this is an open and airy bedroom. A canopied bed with rich scarlet curtains occupies one corner. A jug and a wash basin stand on top of a chest of drawers, and a fluffy orange cat is napping on a scarlet easy chair. Oh, actually, it's on the bed now that I look at it. One wall is covered with a large painting of a gold dragon perched heroically on a mountaintop. And this is the kitty. And as it sees new people arrive, it turns over on its tummy and starts stretching. Yep. Oh, and
All right.
on the chest of drawers,
Okay.
you see another puzzle book with the letter E.
Alright, looks like
Collateral's just gonna look at Arctos like really.
Is
Looks
it?
like we
didn't
gotta
say
give this
they
cat
would
we gotta give cat the bath.
Don't bait the cat.
That's the puzzle. There's water basin and water and cat.
As you say this, it hisses.
Don't bait the
Roll
cat.
initiative.
Let's go ahead and reveal.
all these cats are actually 3.5 cats, so they can just fuck us up.
Oh god.
You mean cats from the real world?
And with that, you guys have explored all of Fistandia's magnificent mansion. Because it's just a balcony looking over the garden right here.
Okay, but real question. Why are the cats and everything here, but she is not?
Who knows?
I'm gonna identify this cat. See if it's magic cat.
Okay.
Are you magic cat?
After using the identify spell, it is a completely normal cat.
How about you go cast Identify on the magic swords? Because Identify is a touch spell, and that's a good idea.
I'm trying not to spam these ritual casts too much to
okay,
break
buddy.
Tyler.
It's okay, buddy. Yeah, I'm fine.
Because I could be like, all right, guys, it's gonna take 10 minutes in every room, 20 minutes if we want both of them.
Listen. No, I've tried. Listening back to myself kind of made me seem like I'm kind of an asshole that like gets really uppity, and like maybe I cultivated that because it was funny, but like I'm trying to be a lot more easy as a DM whenever I'm doing this.
Let's see what happens from the doorway. After ritual casting unseen servant, I'm gonna tell the servant, hey, go pick up one of those swords, and I'm gonna like immediately close the door because I expect the sword to go fucking berserk.
And as you close the door, you hear swords swinging about and clanging against various objects.
Yep.
Collateral will.
I mean, it's the same reason that we all take Find Familiar, but we never actually use it for what people cheese it for.
Yeah. So, Arctos, knowing the word now, is going to walk down to the door. Just be like,
Truly.
This ridiculous charade. Now that this ridiculous charade is over, we can go back and explain ourselves, and maybe we can start searching for some answers to the questions that we came here to answer.
See, I told you it wouldn't be that hard here.
Okay.
Are the cats assembling to say goodbye to us?
They're assembling to go to the kitchen to eat food.
Of course.
We got out of here. Nobody drowned. Nobody got shark attacked.
Just a mimic and some dragons and
books. The most dangerous thing here was books.
I mean, that's just a normal day. If you're adventuring.
Anyway, and Arctos will just walk up to where the door opens and just say, liberty.
And as you say that, a pair of glowing doors sparkles into view.
And he'll open the door and gesture and be like, after all of you.
Clara will walk in and then go, ah! Disappear.
No, you won't. But as you walk through, you return to the original study room that you were located in to find
half of the guy.
You find his dead body slumped over the desk. There appears to be a black viscous puncture mark on his back. You notice that the little imp statue that he was holding is no longer there.
Bum, bum, bum.
How long does Detect Magic last?
Where did that go? Okay. Detect Magic, the duration of 10 minutes.
Corner of the room pinging.
Alright, well, let's go look at that.
Some
I'm
illusion
gonna go,
magic.
illusion magic. I'm gonna punch it.
Are you
Actually, no, I'm wrong character.
You have this cool thing called Eldritch. Eldritch Blast.
I mean, about the only other things I can do is magic it or hit it. So unless somebody else got
Oh.
something else,
No, I mean,
Well, we
that's what
don't-
I'm gonna do. So
We don't know what you're
Alright.
talking about.
I'm just gonna dagger it.
All right, make me an attack.
Where's my character sheet?
All we currently know is you're stabbing a corner of the room.
Yeah, make an attack at disadvantage.
Okay, let me toggle that down.
You're welcome.
Where's my oh, there it is. 17.
Yeah, as you swing your dagger into the air, it finds purchase with what quickly comes into view as its invisibility drops, the form of an imp.
Oh. And I'm gonna kind of keep it like pinned to the wall with the dagger like in its wing or something, and be like, "All right, friend, now you're gonna tell me what happened here."
And it hisses at you and says something in infernal.
Collateral
speak Infernal.
understands.
I can both speak and read Infernal.
I think I might. Let me look.
Collateral should be able to.
Oh yeah, collateral understands just fine.
So
Languages. Where's my languages in here?
Should be under proficiencies, other proficiencies in languages.
Nope. I got Abyssal, not Infernal.
the two
Well, I
tief-
understand.
the two tieflings in the party understand it to say, "My bonds were finally free. I had escaped from that ridiculous mansion and slew the fool that dared carry me out. And now I am free. Send me back to Avernus immediately."
Oh, you think you're free?
All right, say
And-
the word, friend.
Hold on. Hey, whoop, 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 whoop. Right. Collateral's gonna like toss up a bunch of what looks like gold dust into the air, and she's gonna wave her wand, and there's now a circle, a magic circle.
Oh my god.
So it's I elect that its magic is operating in the reverse direction. So fiends are unable to leave the cylinder, and targets outside of it are safe from it. So this motherfucker trapped.
And as imp, let me give me a second. Let's do.
Number 1898.
I meant to as imp 12,704.
Oh wait, not
is-
gold dust, holy water.
That's fine. Yeah, as imp number 12,704 is trapped in the magic circle, he just looks around and he says, "Wait, what?" And that is where we will end tonight. So yeah,
What a-
okay.
What
So
a bitch.
I have a better idea of the flow of these adventures now and how long they will last. I will not lie to you guys. I only read the first one so far, so I need to do more prepping to be able to continue.
That's fine.
doing
It's
this.
10:37, so like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
done, bro.
No,
You
no.
mean 1137?
I mean, what I'm trying to say is that like I know now that we can do an entire one of these in a single sitting. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys had fun. I know that was a little different and weird, but no one died, and you can get a long rest. So please don't kill me for having.
And we have an
picked on you
imp
all.
now.
Yeah, you do technically have an imp, don't you?
I mean, if he does have some means of teleportation, technically he could try it,
hmm.
but he need to make a charisma save. And he's probably gonna fuck it up.
Yeah. So I will have to. The thing about the hooks for this adventure is that you're meant to not really be people who are staying in Candlekeep long term, but I think that works better for this group. But it also makes hooking you guys into the adventures a little more difficult, which is why the whole do favors for people to gain an audience is kind of working for me pretty well. So I hope that's not.
I mean, the whole you can't see him yet, but if you're going to do this for us, it'll help us out thing. You know, that works pretty well.
It's classic JRPG, yeah. So yeah.
Any RPG, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. So yeah, I hope you guys had fun. I had fun running it. It's great to see Arctos and Neni again. I miss them very much. Yeah. I hope that was fun.
Was alright, I guess. I had fun.
Thank you, buddy.
I'm always glad to RP with you boys and girl.
Yeah. And since this is the last session before it, just Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all you fellers. I hope y'all have a wonderful holiday season, and
I work.
Oh shit, that sucks.
No, it's good. I get to help out old people.
That's good. That's a good thing to do. And I mean, hey, Christmas isn't the day; it's the people in the situation. So
I'm gonna go see so many movies.
Speaking of that, for next week, I do have Harrison all basically until the 3rd after Christmas. It won't stop me from playing, but if he's a pill going to bed, I may be late.
If you want a pill, if you want to take the next week off just to chill with him, I'm fine
I mean,
with
it's
that too.
no problem, bro.
I mean,
Like,
his bedtime is between 7:30 and 8. Like, I usually lay him down around 7 and we just kind of chill. So, in theory, it should be fine. I mean, I'm not going to fight him too much because it's winter break. Like, if he stays up for a little bit, he stays up for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
be a dad first. It's all good.
Yeah, schwatubs, man.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't want to cut it that close, but at the same time, I'll think about it and I'll let you know.
On this day 1 year ago, Tyler made the title cards for our Very Merry Candlestickmas.
Really? Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Kevin, Tinsel, Jim Carrey, and Kevin.
Double Kevin was one of my favorite things that has ever happened in this group ever.
My favorite thing was listening to fucking Josh speak Minionese.
That was surprisingly good. Like, God.
Great.
I still have it time-stamped, I think. It's like one of the only 2 things I have time-stamped in that entire that entire video. Which
No,
by the...
you can hear how shocked we were that he was really gonna do it.
Oh yeah. If you go through all the old Candlestick's Yawning Portal stuff now, you can I left a bunch of different timestamps for those as well, because it was really fun going back and listening to all those. I have gotten so much better at DMing since then. I actually understand rules now. So like it's both bad and good to go back and listen, but I've been missing these characters, and it's been a great time.
I would never make Tyler put up with one of us playing a minion without actually going all in.
I appreciate that. And listen, that was a rad time. I had a lot of fun doing that. I just the expansion for 14 dropped at a really rough time, so I was barely able to prep this after playing that shit so much. So it was,
That's
man.
okay. I can't play right now, and more new content came out today. Today, and I'm like, heck,
dude, me and Emily were gonna like roll right into it and like run it immediately as soon as we were both in the game.
The item level's so high.
It's 165.
Yeah, it's 565. Yeah, it's like it's higher. It's 10 levels higher than it normally is. So Emily wasn't like we had to spend all night getting her geared.
I don't think I have a character that's geared
the last
enough.
expansion with a 548.
I'm 570, but only because I went and got the extreme trial weapon.
Yeah, I think mine.
Y'all are nerds, and I'm going to bed.
Yeah, good night, buddy.
Night.
Something.
Good night.